Phixius phlegm tonight.
Phixius phlegm.
Perfect thing to come in on, guys. Phixius phlegm. Hi,
Welcome to the
everybody.
Phixius phlegm.
Welcome to Phixius 5. First of all, massive shout out to the new follower that followed us 19 hours ago as you were driving Maggie home to their apartment. Thanks for getting her home safe, and hi, welcome.
Hi.
You're probably not here, but that's okay. It made me feel better about myself. Also, massive shout out to Fantasy Grounds for letting me fit in with a whole bunch of really big streamers that are literally 10 times our size.
You did so good.
Awesome.
Y'all are the real MVP. So yeah, go ahead, Artemis. Start this shit off while I finish my Putin.
Finish him.
Yeah.
Please finish.
So I don't really remember a lot from the last episode other than we were dying laughing for the last half an hour of it.
Yeah.
You guys made it to Baguna. You met Bip, and you went to the Hunters Guild and picked up 2 contracts. You had taken the lifts down to the base level, just below the mesas, and you were headed to the farmlands. Yes, was the first one you were going to go to because that was the closest.
Yeah.
Crap.
Or no, I thought there was something at the base, or is that where the farmlands are?
That's where the farmlands are.
Right.
They're right kind of around the bottom of the mesas.
Yeah, so we're tickling the base first.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Oh, it's been a week, y'all.
I feel like that's every week anymore. Welcome to adulthood.
Kind of has been. It's been, I don't know about you guys, but it has been a really weird week. This week in particular has been a really weird week, but it's been a really wild 6 months.
Yeah.
6 years, even.
Crazy. Yeah.
Nonsensical.
It's been crazy. But anyways, so yeah, you guys had just stepped off of the elevator after the half an hour of rat fart jokes. And sorry, Effie. Yeah. What would y'all like to do?
Go to where the stuff is
mid-morning,
happening.
by the way.
Let's go murder things.
I would
To arrow
like to go where
my chest
it
cavity.
is.
Leave the door open as you're walking.
Yeah. Just get some airflow in there, because holy shit.
So yeah, it's mid-morning. It's not a real far walk to the farmland area. You just have to kind of circle around the base. There's a road that runs south from where you guys are that leads sort of back in the direction that Ebonbreak is. But there is also a road that goes around the base of all of the different mesas, and you can sort of follow that around, and that circles around over to where the farmland is. And yeah, so don't do it, man. You've been good. Okay. I'm going to drop you guys on a map here. Just give me a second. That show up for everybody for one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I gotta drop you on here.
Where's the correct window in it?
Afi, do you want to pilot Elise tonight, or I can take her off of here?
Yeah, I can do that.
Who the hell is this? Oh, Karani's missing. Okay. Sorry, give me a second here while I remember how the hell this works. Okay.
You put the thing on the thing, and then it does the other thing.
Yeah, I'm getting
That's
there.
helpful.
Yeah. Don't do it.
This combat is brought to you by Fantasy Grounds. Maybe.
And my super shitty internet. Come on. Do the thing.
Nope. There it goes.
It did a thing. Probably not what you were
Oh,
hoping
I don't
for.
understand. It has been working absolutely perfect for the last half an hour.
It only fails when you need it to work, is the thing.
Thanks,
Seems to be the
internet.
case.
Same.
I feel
Spectrum
like it happens
stresses
to a
me
lot
out
of
I feel
so
like
bad.
that's like my brain. It fails when I need it to work.
The most.
The
That's
most.
Yep.
Great. It's fine.
Did something get updated, by the way? It, like, looked different.
Oh, check for updates.
Nice.
There was an
Check
update.
for updates. That's my
Way
problem.
to go, Keisha.
I'm checking for. Oh, sorry. Check.
Oh,
Check.
Come on, computer. Why are you like this?
Check.
Off to a good start. But while we're waiting for Fantasy Grounds to load, join us on Monday for Mistwalkers.
Nope.
No, not Mistwalkers. The one shot, because Mistwalkers is off for next week. Sorry, thank you. We are doing Desecration of Mythos, DM'd by Emily. Right down there beneath me.
that's me. Hello.
And then on Tuesday, we're going to be having our second shot at Thirsty Sword Lesbians to hopefully hit our $500 goal for the Trevor project. So,
That's on Tuesday?
No, that's on Wednesday.
Yeah,
27th.
Wednesday. I'm sorry.
I was
y'all.
like,
Wednesday.
Okay, I got you.
Wednesday.
yeah, Wednesday we will satisfy that thirst for the lesbian love.
The thirsty lesbian love.
Thirsty.
Hope
My
get
God.
this. Hey,
Why should I, like, why do I even bother talking? I just fuck everything up.
Oh,
You're
cat-
fine.
Cat's moving. Cat's on the move.
he's on a mission.
You got a mission from God?
From above. From the cat trickster god.
She's probably on a mission from some sort of demon.
Okay.
Probably.
In theory, you should be able to get back in here now.
Yeah, it's just loading for me right now.
Okay.
In practice? Maybe.
Yes. Because I updated everything before we started, so I'm
Definitely
fine. I
same.
don't know about you. All.
It's not looking good for me either then, oh dear.
We're
I
fine,
didn't do
we're
the
fine.
assignment.
It's fine.
I don't understand the assignment. Can we start over?
Can I copy
We haven't
yours?
even started to start over.
We were on a farm.
Was
That's
it the
all I
farm
know.
where you send all your pets when you're kids?
I hope not.
Man.
I'm just saying, I
Don't
got a sneak
send me to the
preview,
farm.
and I didn't like it. We just got kicked to desktop again.
God damn it!
Well,
Why are you like this?
This-
I literally have nothing else hooked up to my internet. It's just the computer.
Just do improv tonight.
I was just gonna say, so anyways.
I druid wild shape into an owlbear because apparently that's all the rage on the internet.
Make him mad.
I'm not a druid at all, but I do it anyway.
I'm
'Cause
gonna
I
do
said
that.
so.
I don't know this trend.
From the
Ooh!
new
It's from
D&D
the
trailer,
trailer.
movie trailer.
The druid in the trailer
didn't
wild
see it.
shapes into an owlbear, and everyone decided to throw a fit about it. That's
Because
the
it's not one
rules.
of like the options or something. Technically,
Yeah.
if you go by the rules. actually.
It's not a beast. It's too
Actually.
high of a challenge
Oh.
rating. Blah blah blah.
Actually, that's not correct.
Actually, go fuck yourself. You
One
fucking
of my favorite
neckbeard.
voices.
Your fun is incorrect.
Yes.
I mean, we don't know
Although
what level they are.
Chris
It could be
Perkins.
polymorph.
That's true.
I don't know what
Or
realm.
shape change even.
I mean, it
well,
could be
when
like
you guys
a-
get back in here.
Chris Perkins did tweet today that if you were a druid in his campaign, he would let you wild shape into an owlbear. So I feel like
I feel
There you
like
go.
it's on the
gives
table
us
then.
license to do whatever the heck we want.
I would
Called
call you
rule of
host how
cool.
you want.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's the most
exactly.
important
Like, I was just gonna say, for like, maybe they're in a world that's similar to like Avatar: The Last Airbender, where all the animals are like 2 and 1, so you
Right?
turn into those. It's not just a bear; it's a
It's an owlbear.
owl bear.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Or turtle ducks, or
or
you know.
turtle ducks.
Turtle ducks are my favorite.
Those are cute.
They're pretty cute. They were so cute.
Or a momo, whatever that is, a lemur, something kind of lemur.
Something lemur. Bat lemur? I don't remember. What is Momo?
Because some of them are
Okay.
more mystical
Did
animals.
it let
too.
you back
Like,
in
You have like the mashup animals, but you also have. Oh yeah, it did let me in. Okay. You have mashup animals, but you also have like mystical animals like sky bison.
Appa. I have an Appa on my shelf right here, actually. I got the
Show me my
humongous
cat.
Funko. It's like this big.
I am excited for when we finally get the Avatar: The Last Airbender TTRPG. I'm stoked.
There you go, Emily.
What? Really? You know, Keyleth was inspired by Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Keisha, can you see it?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah!
look at the
Oh,
little
so
bitty
cute!
Appa.
Those eyes.
Yeah, Keyleth, she did the whole elemental, like, Ashari thing because of the Avatar: The Last Airbender. She had to
Yep.
learn all the 4 elements.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
One day I will watch this Critical Role. Maybe.
It's pretty good.
Bring
some people
Kleenex.
say.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
Slight time commitment.
you can release Elise whenever you have a moment. I will take
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Bosco. That's right.
The bear.
Bosco,
The regular bear.
Oh,
Let's go.
that's
there you go.
right. Everyone was
Should be
so
released.
fascinated.
Yeah, they're like mystified by
bear.
this perfectly normal bear. I love
They're
it
like,
so
it's not
much.
mixed with something else though? What?
Surely you mean platypus bear.
No.
Okay. Did it let you guys back in now? I can see Afia at least, but
Hi.
Yes.
My Wi-Fi is deciding to be mean. Just give me a minute. I'm being bullied in my own house
What?
It's,
rude.
it's
by a computer.
playing with a toy or something.
You need to go beat that Wi-Fi. Then tell it to make you a sandwich.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst Wi-Fi ever.
Welcome to D&D.
Welcome to where I'm located in the world, which I'm not gonna tell you. Nice try, people. It's bad.
How?
Nobody dox me, please. I'm such a wimp.
Oh no!
I can't fight you.
I can't handle it. What?
Please.
I I'm already the shittiest monk. What more do you want?
What do you want from me? You can kick my ass any day, you know it.
I still think we need a shirt that says, I'm the monk around here. I know what's best."
I think we do need that.
Here.
That does it better. My actual weapon is not the same as what's on my character sheet, but
What's wrong with this
I think
place?
it
Why
uses
you
the
get bad
same
vibes?
die. I apologize for any sounds of animals playing or growling or yowling or otherwise that you may hear.
Don't apologize ever!
She's just
Apologize
Yeah,
for
I
being
consider it a good night when Pasta doesn't turn my internet off, so.
She's actually
What do you even
playing
do anymore
instead
when
of
the
being
internet's
angry, so that's good.
I just sit in a corner when my internet's off as like No Surprises by Radiohead plays, sadly, in my head.
All
We should
right.
have a talk show.
We
You guys
should.
see your little
should talk
characters
about-
on the map?
Phixius
Yes.
talks.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. Then we don't have to worry about whether or not the internet's working, as long as we can just get on a phone call.
Yes. Oh. Are we gonna have to fight something? Why are we on the map?
That's the whole reason you guys are here!
Why are we on the map?
Are we going to have to fight something? Oh, you're so precious.
Oh, Pug.
That's for me.
Oh, Pug.
Wait a minute, guys.
I feel like that whole walk happened and Pug's
Hold
like,
up.
wait, where are we going?
Yeah, we're like all fully decked out, weapons drawn, ready to rumble, and Pog's just like, wait.
Butterfly in the sky.
I got
Butterfly
flowers.
in the sky.
I don't need
Yeah.
anything else. I got flowers and the intentions of a himbo minotaur.
I'm a little
Yep.
distracted.
I guess that's true.
Great.
Past
Where are
this
we going?
Alright,
Big
so
flippin'
anyways.
energy.
You guys all approach this farmstead, and for the most part, it looks relatively abandoned. You had been told that farmers were having trouble with these things called Bloodsappers. None of you bothered to research what they were.
No,
Why
We'll
would you do
murder
that?
we're
You-
fine.
You can roll nature, I guess, to see if you can figure out
Don't
what they
tell them
are.
that.
I'm
on.
doing it.
I'll roll in nature. You would think that would be my thing.
You are not the only druid that I've like seen that isn't proficient in nature, so it's fine.
I am also so not proficient. Here we go. Nope, that's not how you do it.
You can do it.
Here we go.
Question
That-
mark.
Why are we like this?
Water.
Are we all
Hey.
rolling a nature check?
You go for it.
Okay.
I don't have that good. There's not necessarily any reason I.
Everyone's doing infinitely better than the druid. Cool. Great.
I live in the woods.
Your focus is more on what
I'm
side?
supposed to be the woods.
You're more
I'm not paying
swamp-based,
attention.
though. You're more swamp-based.
That's true.
True.
It's not wet enough here.
I guess this technically isn't really the woods either, but
Alright, I feel better
Okay,
about
so-
myself.
Ram, Pug, and Aster, you have no freaking clue what these things are. Cranny, on the
busy
other
shedding.
hand,
I have an excuse.
Cranny, on the other hand, you've heard of these things. They weren't very common back home. More so that you've heard stories of them. I will push a picture here in just a second if it's gonna let me.
We should do the limit.
Well, it's kind of cute in an ugly way.
Oh no!
Hashtag relate.
I don't
So-
like
You
it.
know, if you cover certain parts, it's fine.
But also, if you do this and look right at that swelling, it looks like a prolapsed butt. So
Why you gotta
Yeah,
go
but
there?
only
huh?
you would do that.
I
No.
did that to
that.
make Jeremy uncomfortable, to be
Why?
honest.
How do you know that?
Because
Look at that.
Jeremy said he didn't want to look at a prolapse, and I said, well, if you do this, it looks like.
It's got an Orochimaru tongue. Aww.
Yep, kinda. So yeah. Anyways, as you guys approach this abandoned farmstead, you begin to hear what sounds like it almost sounds like hyenas, the way that it's like yipping, and you can tell that it's coming from somewhere near the farmhouse. You don't see anything yet, but
Let's not go
Which
there.
is this the farmhouse? Clicking doesn't do anything, does it?
It
No.
does if you do it. Nope. I don't know.
the thing with the yellow roof is the farmhouse.
Oh.
Technically, there's 2 yellow roofs.
Okay, it's the bigger
Oh,
thing with the
extra.
yellow roof.
Okay.
Oh.
We're gonna be extra
Does
tonight.
it
Yeah.
sound like it's behind the farmhouse? Or like, well, I guess it would not be within our view probably, but is it more to the right, like in that L shape? Or back behind, like where that other
It's
arrow
more
is?
like it's behind it. More towards where like the field is.
Alright, well, I'm gonna get ready to rage. And I will rage
Okay.
as soon as I see something that probably should be dead.
Or that's taller than you.
Or that's taller than me. Except
Either one.
Going to-
Either one.
Uh,
It's an important
Rainy
distinction.
is currently taller than me, so
Rage.
oh.
try to keep it down.
Yes, you'll die.
I will slowly walk
sorry,
forward
it's-
and hope that someone walks in front of me.
yeah, I'll walk in front of you.
I will walk. I want to try to climb up on that roof.
Okay. Make me an acrobatics check then.
Like how you said, okay, that makes me confident in what I'm doing right now. Okay, acrobatics.
It was because I forgot what skill check it was. It had nothing to do with you.
Aha. All right, here we go. Plus
So they say.
0. Yeah. Okay.
Aster, because you are very uncomfortable and shedding and just not having a good day, you get part way up and like you go to like reach up onto the top of the roof and try to pull yourself up, but the hay or the thatching that's up there is just it's old and brittle and just comes right out of the sheath and you fall flat on your back next to the house.
No.
Ow.
And you see Aster just laying flat on the ground next to the house now.
Just covered in hay. You just see my feet sticking out.
Yep.
You okay?
Oh.
That help
see,
your,
Bram.
your shedding, or did it make it worse?
Oh, it made it so much worse. You know how it really gets annoying to get sand in places that sand should not go? Well, because I'm shedding, it is like that everywhere.
Oh.
Oh.
So, Ram, from where you are, you can now see kind of around the corner of the house there.
Mhm.
You can see on the far side of the field, there seems to be 3 of these creatures feasting on what's left of an old cow. And they sort of see you and begin to move in your direction. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
I
Oh
rage.
gosh.
No.
I think my spells are a lot of spells that should not be on there.
I went through and only did cleric spells. Excuse me.
How do I prepare them? It's not showing me the selection buttons it used to.
At the bottom where it says mode, Click
Yeah,
until it says
I haven't-
preparation.
I have that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Ow, those things roll like garbage.
just still showing me so many. Okay.
Well, if you've already selected the spells, then you're going to click until it goes to combat or standard.
But I mean, there's no way for me to select them. I don't see any.
There's
There
a
used to be a button to the left of each spell, and now there's nothing there.
Well, I will have to look at that after stream.
Okay.
Because I don't know what I did wrong.
Oh no.
It
Figure it
also
out,
has
it's
a
fine.
different.
It's
It has a different weapon also than what
I
I
just-
have.
Dragged and dropped from your character.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, well, Pog, you're up first.
Go ahead.
Pause what?
You're up first.
Lead
you,
us.
you somehow
though.
managed to roll the best initiative out of this bunch. So
The one time.
Accidentally good monk?
Accident.
So I have to fight one of these?
They have to get
well,
close
you're
to
not
them
anywhere
first.
near one.
Okay. That's good. What do I do?
Move?
I would suggest moving.
I hate that. Where do I move? Okay. Should I move? What does my group think? Should I move to one? I'm not very confident.
I don't think you're gonna make
I
it
never
to
go
the meeting
first.
with Step of the Wind.
Constantly
No,
looking
so
back at us like.
Am
Am I doing okay?
Am I doing it right?
This is
Am I
good?
doing it right?
This is-
I need reassurance, okay?
You're doing great, sweetie.
Okay.
No, you're
I'm
not.
gonna move up like
Can you tell that we don't combat much?
What do I do? Ugh.
Well, I'm directly in
Yucky.
front of you.
Okay. I moved by Karady because Karady's big. Not that you're not big, Graham. But, oh dear. Should I roll initiative again?
No.
Turn
You-
around
you
and
can-
punch, right?
You can run and dash, so that gives you double your movement. And I think right now
Okay.
your movement is 45, so you can move quite a distance.
You go into the distance. Whee!
Are you counting as you're going?
Where are you
No.
going? Each one of those squares is 5 feet, sweetie.
Oh god, okay.
Fucking
No one
noob.
looked.
We don't do this very often. It's okay.
Obviously.
I'm not a noob, I just can't count.
I don't know what that says about us as a D&D stream that we don't do combat very often.
Everyone
That's
on
not
off from it.
fair.
We're
Hi.
19 sessions in and don't know how to do
10.
combat.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Hi, Ram.
Oh no. Is this how
Was that
is this how we
good?
die? We're gonna die. This is how we die.
I was never invited to another D&D stream ever again. It was so weird. Should we call Madison? No.
No,
No.
absolutely
Is it
not.
combat related?
Oh.
Don't call me.
God
Oh,
damn it,
no.
did it do it again?
No.
Sorry.
You did all that counting for nothing.
You're never gonna guess how I'm feeling right now.
But it says you're still green. I don't know.
Oh,
Good times. It's good times. We're good.
thank God. Jeez.
So what this is saying to me is that we should never do combat ever.
Never
Right,
let me
yeah.
go first.
Let's just talk to them and maybe it's
Alright, so Ram, you are 90 feet from them, okay?
I moved 40 feet. And did my rage go off because I like ready to rage?
No. No, because it's not your turn yet. But
Oh.
I'm just letting you know that because you're the closest right now. You're 90
okay.
feet from them.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant because
No.
it was my turn.
No. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do this because I don't think it's gonna work with the map. So we're probably just gonna do this theater of mind. So because it's really not working right now.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. It's fine.
I'm so embarrassed. What do
Okay.
I do?
It's fine.
Look at
So
me. I'm
Hog,
funny
you
and
move up.
sleeping.
You don't have enough to get there in one go, but you get about halfway. Aster, you're up next. You are laying
Oh.
flat on the ground.
Yep, that seems safe. Down here. I'm gonna dig myself out, and we see 3 of them. Is that right?
Yes, there are 3 of them.
Are they
They
within
did tell you that
90
they
feet of
travel in a
me?
pack. If you move up 5 feet, they'll be within 90 feet. But you're also really close to the building, so you'd have to go around the building or step next to Ram in order to see them.
Okay, yeah, I will take the movement to be near Ram. If I
Okay.
have that movement, and
Yeah, you could get there for sure, where you are.
I'm going to cast Entangle on those guys.
Okay. And
Uh,
remind me how big of a area that affects?
It's going to be a 20-foot square starting from a point within range, which my range is 90 feet. A bunch of plants and like vines and all kinds of stuff like that just erupt from the ground and just make it difficult terrain for them.
Are they swole plants?
Yeah, they just like pop out of the ground like flexing all up in here, like swollen
It sounds
tangle.
kind of hot. Not gonna lie.
Oh, they got some nice curves and booties popping.
Oh, baby.
So
Okay.
a creature in the area, when you cast a spell, has to succeed on a strength saving throw or be restrained by the plants until the spell ends.
Okay, so where you are, you could hit 2 of them.
Okay. At least it'll at least cover that area, so.
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Alright.
Here.
So I will do that.
So I should actually get a d20 out then, since I'm going to be doing this. Okay. So the first one rolled an 18. And then
That
the
saves.
second one is only a 10.
That fails.
Okay. So let's see here. Oops, I have something to write with. Okay.
Oh, it's right here.
Okay, so that guy is. You said he counts as grappled then?
It's restrained.
Restrained, okay.
Creature restrained can use its action to make a strength check to try and free itself.
Okay.
Speed is 0. Attack rolls against it have advantage. The creature's attack rolls have disadvantage, and they have disadvantage on dexterity saving throw.
Okay. So that is going to be this guy.
That will be my turn for now.
Okay. So then after you... Now it's Ram's... Or, I'm sorry, now it's Granny's turn. And then Ram. Ram, you're on deck.
Okay.
You're muted, Emily.
Thank you. I blew my nose and then I forgot about it.
It happens.
I'm kind of far back, right? Like,
Oh,
out
yeah.
in front of the
You
house.
are where you are. You're about 120 feet
Okay.
from the closest one.
Can I? I'll kind of run up around the corner of the house. I'll use my movement and I'll dash as my action. And then as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Pog as long as Pog is within 60 feet.
Not this again.
Sorry,
No,
I
no.
just have to interrupt. And I'm only interrupting because Goober donated $280 to Thirsty Sword Lesbian.
Holy shit!
I
Oh
don't
my
know if that was
gosh.
intentional, but thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Wow.
Whoa.
Thank you so
Damn.
much. That got us to our goal.
holy.
Wow.
Double it. Now we double it.
Oh,
Thank
oh
you.
now we really gotta bring on
Yeah,
the
so
thirstiness.
there's gonna be like titties and
Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
Ayo?
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but like that was I had to.
No,
No,
I'm
got
glad that you did.
Yeah.
That was worth
Yeah.
it. That was definitely worth it.
Holy
Yes.
You can probably go
Shit.
back and see me almost do a spit take when I realized what the chime was for.
Jesus.
The only thing
What's
left
your
was
range on that, Craney?
60 feet.
Okay, yeah.
So
So
I'm-
Pod you can definitely get Pogman with that.
Okay, great.
I'd never
So-
know. I can't count.
Your your AC is 2
Okay.
higher now. And
Oh, what blue?
concentrate.
Ain't cool.
And that's it for me.
Okay.
I ran.
Ram, you are up.
dashed.
Right. So how far away are they? Are they still 90 feet?
Yes, because they haven't had a chance to move yet. So
Okay. So I'm gonna move my full movement of 40 up to them. And then I will hold my action to attack with axe.
okay.
And I'm going to rage while I hydrate.
Do we all have to? Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I drink my
cool.
water again. I'll pretend.
Well, at the rate
I-
things are going, it's going to be a little bit before we get back around to you, so you can go run and grab some if you need to.
Right, because I ain't got any.
I don't run. I'll be right back.
Alright, and that's.
Not what I
Oh,
wanted
I
you to do.
rage on my bonus.
Rage! Yarg!
Okay, so now it's one of the Bloodsappers' turn. And it is going to, what is its speed here? I hate this computer so much sometimes. Okay. So 40 feet. So it's gonna do a dash. Oh, look at that. It can get almost a pog.
Almost, but not quite.
Nope, not quite. Almost. You guys are getting pretty close, but... okay. That's that guy's turn. Elise is up next.
Alright, Elise is going to move forward until they can see the first gross tumor dog.
Okay.
And
Let's see here.
Yeah.
right there.
Even with a dash, they couldn't... Well, no. They could get there... They could see one if they move... If they move their 30 feet, they could see one.
Okay, yeah, that's all they need to do.
Okay.
And they are going to firebolt the first one. Like the closest one.
Okay.
Should be a 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. For sure. These things aren't that strong.
2d. I believe that came up as 7 before it crashed.
3.
7 fire damage.
Okay.
It's me, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like every time I look at it, Fantasy Grounds is like, yeah.
No!
No, it's got to be something on my end. So,
Oh, good.
you said
Well,
7 fire
7
damage?
7 fire, yeah.
Okay.
And that'll be the end of their turn.
All right, cool. So, it's this guy's turn. They're gonna use their action to dash. All right, so Ram, there's one that is now right up on you.
Ooh, that is a 19 plus, I think, 8 is my modifier. 27 to hit.
Yeah, it's got an AC of 14.
Okay. 11 damage plus 5 plus proficiency. So 20 damage. Slashing.
Okay.
Or sorry, no. That again. 14. 14
14
slashing.
total. Okay.
And then an additional 2 for rage. So 16.
Okay.
Sweet.
Bye.
And do I get my second attack on hold actions? Or
Not done a hold action, I don't think.
Yeah, I didn't think so. That would be the end of my reaction, I guess.
Here. Okay, cool. And then the other dude who is stuck is gonna make strength save to see if they can get out of there.
Oh! Soul vines! Hold it down! Come on. Do it.
They rolled a dirty 20 to get out of there.
Okay, that's fine. One day Aster will be useful in battle. Today.
They're quite swole themselves.
Mm.
He's gonna move up here. All right, cool. So that is the bottom of the round. So back up to the top, Pog.
Hi. Okay. Okay, I can count these squares. I'm gonna move up to this.
All two of them.
I'm so sorry. 1, 2! I did it!
Yay! Now hit it with your stick.
And- okay, how do I target it again? I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm
Control
horrible.
click.
At
We
this
never
point,
do
it doesn't
battle.
really matter because
Okay.
it's doing it again. I can tell it's doing it again. So
Come on, control click. Oh my god, I can't do anything right. We're just
just
gonna
use
pretend
regular
we're
dice.
control.
It's fine.
Not true.
Otherwise, we're gonna be at this all night.
I think I rolled a 13. The
This might
fantasy
be one of the
grounds is
reasons
like,
why
"Uh-huh."
we don't do battle very often.
Nice job. Yeah, that definitely hits.
Okay. Oh, it did.
Good.
Oh, I
I
get
love
to
tone
to
of
think
surprise.
that for Pog, every
Okay.
time you hit something, you're always
did.
shocked. Like, whack! Oh!
I did
did
that?
Oh, and for max
Max
damage
damage.
too. Way to go, Pog.
Nice.
Mm.
You should
Oh
have
yeah.
2 hits.
2? I get to do another one?
Yep, and then you can take your bonus
Oh.
action to punch it.
Okay.
Monks are cool that way.
And if you want to do 2 punches, you do Flurry of Blows, which spends a key point.
Oh. Did I do that right? I might have.
That.
Holy
Nah, well, you
26.
punched that one. You could have hit it with your stick again.
But I hit it with my fist.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
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 Are you gonna do flurry of blows?
I also have one more stick punch.
Yep.
Oh god, this is overwhelming.
Monks are a little nuts like that. They can do that hits though. That still hits. Their AC is
Okay.
14.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And how do I
Damn.
get to my fury of blows again? Since
Just
I've
make
never
another punch
used
attack.
it.
Just make
Okay.
another punch attack.
And just mark
Okay.
off that you used a key point.
Okay.
That hits.
Nice.
Why tonight? Why am I doing
Oh,
that?
Shitty
you
Monk
are
is turning
killing
up.
it. Killing
Fantasy
it.
Grounds is like, poor kid can't count. Here, have a punch. I can't even count. But I can hit things.
Yeah, you can.
You did it,
You're doing
sweetie.
great,
Okay.
sweetie.
Good job. Turn complete.
All right. I'm assuming that's the end of your turn then.
Yeah, I think that's good enough. It's fine.
All right. So
30
Aster, you're
30
up.
to
You're and Karini, you're on deck.
Okay. How far am I away from everything? I just got in. I don't see the map yet.
You are 30 feet from the closest one.
Okay. Coo.
Closest two, actually. And then there's one that's a little bit further back yet.
Are any of them next to each other? Or are they all, like, apart from each
No,
other?
they're about 10 feet apart.
They are about 10 feet apart. Okay. I am going to throw open my hands in the air like I just don't care and start swirling them around in circles as I cast Call Lightning. I imagine that
Nice.
like at my fingertips you guys can see like tiny little electrical just like kind of starting to crackle as I'm like kind of swaying around, swirling, and then a storm cloud appears. It's 10 feet tall with a 60-foot radius, centered on a point you can see 100 feet above
Okay.
you.
So you could get it over all three of them if you sort of like aim it just right.
Okay, yeah, I will like do this weird like motion where I'm trying really hard to like aim it just perfectly.
Okay.
You know,
Extra
I saw
concentration
something
on my
like that
face.
outside of a carriage dealership once.
What? Anyways. I'm gonna
Pause,
choose
what?
a pause. Wait, what? Bolt of lightning flashes down on the point, so I'm just gonna pick the nearest one, I guess.
Okay.
They have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, that's what I forgot.
Well, you're good.
My primeval
Let me get some dice.
scientific surge thing.
It rolled a 14, Aster.
Ah, it fails. Suck on that juice box. Alright, so gonna take some damage.
Okay.
Okay.
Like,
Take a big old sippy sip.
yeah.
So just so you know, DM, the area 15 feet around me is difficult terrain for my enemies, as wiring and metal debris temporarily appear around my feet.
Fun.
Okay.
But and it doesn't affect your allies?
Yep.
Okay.
Sweet.
That is
That's
gonna
fun.
be 20 lightning damage
Damn.
on that guy.
I don't do anything useful in fights.
Creature within 5 feet.
Join the
They're not
club.
within 5 feet. On a failed
Did,
save,
like,
they take that
30
much.
damage last turn, so shut up.
This is like the first time ever.
So Entangle is no longer there because I needed concentration for Entangle, so I broke that to cast this instead. Concentrating on this. Up to 10 minutes. Spell gives you... Never cast this before, sorry. Yeah, assume on each of your turn until the spell ends, you can use your action to call down lightning in this way again. So that cloud stays as long as I'm concentrating on it.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. That'll be my turn. And I imagine that like my eyes are kind of like going white right now, and I'm pretty like focused on this cloud above me as I'm trying to like morph it.
Very Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. The cloud is in the shape of a frog.
Oh.
Yeah. And whenever it opens its little froggy mouth, it looks like a tongue of lightning strikes down upon my foes. Yay!
So cute and so
Aw.
dangerous.
That's
I
the
know.
greatest thing.
Okay, so Aster, as you do this and you call down that first bolt of lightning because it hits the one that's right by Pog. Pog, your frills light up. They kinda, yeah. Your frills, it's almost as though you pull a piece of that lightning to yourself, and like how your frills always grow that seed lightning when you're meditating, they light up. And now you look like a
Like
a
a
lightning
badass.
porcupine.
Ooh. This party is partial to electrical surges, I have noticed.
Which is great considering you have a Warforge with you.
Exactly.
It'll just charge me up like Thor's lightning to Iron Man's.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah,
let's go with that.
happen.
Ramifer needs an extra juice. We got
That
you
will be-
covered.
Mine turn.
Alright, so Craney, you are up. Ram, you're on deck.
Yep.
Okay, the last time I saw the map, I think I was within 30 feet of...
Yeah, there's one
Some
that's 10 feet
people?
from you. There's one of the creatures is 10 feet
Oh.
from you. Pog is 5 feet from you.
Hey.
Okay. He just casually turned to me. Hey.
Hi.
Okay. I'm gonna use
Your fur's all
Emboldening
sticking up on
Bond.
end.
Like, ooh. I'm gonna use Emboldening Bond on whatever 3 allies are closest to me.
Okay, so that would be Pog, Ram, and Aster.
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's hang on, let me read this. You have a magical bond between you. While you are bonded to one another and within 30 feet of another bonded creature, you can roll a d4 and add it to the attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
That's pretty nice.
What if you have commitment issues?
So
Bond
Aster,
will be-
Uh-oh.
Aster, you'd have to move up 5 feet, but then you would all be within that 30 feet of each other. So just remember that.
Well, you just have to be within 30 feet of one other bonded creature.
Again, you would still have to move up 5 feet,
Oh, okay.
Noted.
and then you would be within 30 feet. All right, and then is that the end of your turn?
What's that thing I can do? Is it a bonus action? Yes, as a bonus action, I will go invisible. Since I'm relatively
Alright, cool.
close to a monster I don't want to be.
What? You can
I
do
leave
that?
the situation.
Yeah, that's a furbog thing.
What the?
You can't see.
Can't see me, John Cena.
All right.
No.
Anyways,
Someone tag him
Ram.
in that clip and
He will have no idea what we're talking
Please.
about, probably.
And that
Sounds
makes
like an
it
aneurysm.
better. Makes
my
it
character's
better.
invisible. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, John.
Yeah,
You
John.
are.
anyways,
I'm sorry.
Love you, John Cena.
Ram, you're up.
It's on site, John Cena. It's on site.
The one in front of me is still in front of me and alive,
Back on.
correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, they're beefy boys, so
11.
I had to make them beefy with you guys.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Hang on. And plus, yeah, I hit. Plus 8.
Oh yeah, AC's 8. AC is 14. You guys, they're not hard to hit. They're just beefy.
And you do it.
So 12 slashing damage with the first hit.
Okay.
Yep, that hits. It's 13 plus 8. 9, 11, so 16 slashing damage.
Okay. So 28 total.
Turn.
All right. So now it's the
No.
first Bloodsucker's
was-
turn,
There's one.
and since he's right in front of Pog, he's gonna try and get Pog here.
Of course he is.
So with their first attack, this big long tongue like swings out and tries to get you, and that is a
Oh.
17 to hit.
I don't appreciate that at all.
Oh, I got the 2 extra points from Crady, so my armor class is now 19. So no.
Nice. Okay, so that doesn't sort of glances off of your shoulder a little bit. Second
You
attack.
licked my
is
shoulder? Ew. Just
better
heard this
than what it would have done if it made contact. So.
That's fair.
Okay, and then it reaches out with its claws. On the first claw attack is a 21 to hit,
You got me there.
and then you're gonna take 9 slashing damage on that first attack,
No.
and then on its last attack with its claw, that is only a 8 to hit. So
Get out of my face.
all right, so that's that one's turn. Elise is up.
Elise is going to magic missile the one that's attacking Pog.
Okay.
That's
You licked
second
me.
level.
Yeah.
He needs to go.
Mm-hmm.
Be gone. Nasty man.
There it is. Or
We also need a shirt that says "Unhand me wrench."
Hand me
Yes.
a wrench.
6.
I do fun lettering things sometimes. I could make that happen.
That would,
Please.
Do
that
it.
would be a
14?
great one.
Okay.
14 damage from the magic missile.
On the one that's on Pog, you said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay. Okay.
Enjoyed the campaign. My fantasy.
There we go. Okay. All right, and then is that the end of Elise's turn?
They're not anywhere near any of those bloodsuckers, right?
No, the closest one is like 50 feet from them.
Okay, they'll move up like 15 feet just to stay within range of the idiots that usually run off and have a lot more speed than them.
Okay. Okay. Man, this is being bad tonight. Wow.
Mhm.
All right. And then at the end of their turn, then.
Count. Dear God, help me.
At the end of their
Anyone
turn,
has
then.
anything to
Yes,
say?
yes.
Put it
Okay.
in the comments.
Okay.
I will
So
look.
that's them. So this guy here that is on Ram. Gotta read this here. Okay, so Ram, the first thing they're gonna do is try and hit you with their tongue.
Oh.
So that is 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Ooh.
You take 11 piercing damage on the first hit.
No, I don't.
Whatever.
Fucking barbarians, man.
First claw attack is a 18 to hit.
That's my armor class.
You take 9 slashing damage, so whatever.
4.
And then on the last
Or-
attack,
What a...
that's a 8. So
That definitely does not hit.
We're all about the 8s tonight, I guess.
yeah.
All about
Alright,
the
so that's
eight,
that guy's
about the
turn.
eight.
That ain't
No trouble.
And then this guy's gonna move up and
We definitely
Greenie,
burn
you-
someday.
Greenie, you haven't been hit yet, right?
Nope.
Okay.
could have said yes. Roll deception.
I
Oh,
am
no.
invisible right now,
My
also.
arm.
That doesn't matter. It just says if you've been hit. So, since it can't see you,
Oh.
it's gonna move up here against Pog.
Oh. You're gonna
Alright.
take all the hits.
So Pog, first attack is that's only a 10 on the first one.
Okay.
Second
Keep
one,
it that way.
that's an 18.
But it's no 19, so. Oh.
What?
Oh shit.
Oh!
And then the
damn,
last one is the
dude.
natural 20.
Uh-oh.
That one hurt a little bit. I'll
Should've
give
been
you
a brave
that.
cleric.
What are you saying?
What are you saying? Bye, Bog!
Adios!
You take 24 slashing damage from that last hit.
What? I do not.
That's a
I
hit.
Don't
do
you love
not
me?
consent. I refuse.
No.
I told you guys after level 5 that shit was gonna start getting dangerous.
No, good.
I need to
I
think of another
personally-
Bring it.
character.
Can
Bring
we
it.
just
Have that
retire and open a competing
unconscious.
bakery in Wild
Make me
Call
feel
that we
nervous.
deserve?
Make me feel anxious. I like it.
None of you have come even remotely close to going unconscious yet, so I don't even want to hear it. We are at session 19. Somebody should have
This
been
is only
unconscious
my-
by now.
That's true.
This is only my second combat.
Okay, bye, Bog.
To be fair.
You might get knocked out tonight.
Alright, so we're back
I'm
up at the
never
top.
making
Pocket
another
is your
monk
turn.
again. Is it now?
Yep,
Great.
it's your turn. You got 2 of these things right in your face.
Oh, yeah. I felt that. I'm gonna go after 3, because he's, like, in my business.
Business.
I don't like him in my business.
Can't-
Get it out of
Just
your
not-
business.
Did?
That second one is supposed to be like right by you, but because the map is being special right now.
It did say I rolled a 19, it's just not coming up.
Okay.
I'm not
Yeah,
lying.
that hits. That hits. At this point, I don't care if you're using your regular dice because it's
Yeah, but
There goes again.
no!
not doing the thing.
Oh, different this time.
Just use your regular dice for God's sake.
Hello, darkness. I have to count again. I don't want to do it.
Yes, we have to do our own math.
That is
We're gonna have to do.
terrible.
fucking offensive to me.
Absolutely terrible.
Okay, so I got a 19 on the first one, and the other one was. I'll just roll it again. 2 plus 4 is 6. So I did some damage
Okay.
Plus 4 is 6.
to my brain cells trying to add that.
What is it that Jeff always says? Is it bloodied yet?
Is it blooded yet?
Do I get a bonus action?
Yeah, you
I'd
punch
feel
it.
real
Yes,
good if I
dude.
did. Okay.
You get two stick attacks and a punch.
Oh, a bonus action was not good. So I got 10. That doesn't hit at all.
Do your other stick attack.
Okay. 16.
That
I got a
hits.
9. Okay, cool. Look at me, Dad, if you're still
You were hitting stuff.
Okay.
You're
4 plus
helping.
4 is 8. It's 8. I know that.
Nice.
He's probably screaming into like the abyss right now, like, why can't you count, kid? Why?
All right. So at the end of your turn, then.
I think that's enough.
Okay, Aster, you're up.
So question. This
Answer.
says, and this
Answer.
is a legit question. It says for call lightning, you choose a point you can see within range. A bolt of lightning flashes down on that point. Each creature within 5 feet of that point has to make a dex save. So in theory, if there's like creature A and creature B, if I shot it down between them two, not hitting one of them, and they're both within 5 feet of that, does it hit both of them?
I'll allow it.
Okay. Are any of them within within that?
The two that are on Pog, if you set it down on like the far side of them, then yes, you could do that without hitting Pog.
Okay, I want to attempt to do that. Or
do
I
the
do
thing.
it actually. I point, like, as I'm like swirling around, I'm like making the shape. It started like as a frog, and I'm kind of more invested in this cloud than the battle, so I'm like shaping it into like a turtle. Now I'm enjoying it. And I noticed, oh yeah, we're fighting. And I like turn and I see Pog getting hit, so I want to point over in that direction between those two. So they have to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
And they will either take full or half damage. Actually,
Okay,
got
so
my
the
death ready.
first one got a 13,
Fails.
and the second one got a 12.
Fails. So they both take 21 lightning damage. You're rolling so good with my real dice. Bah! Okay.
That's a flex.
That is such a flex. I never do anything in battle. Never. The power is definitely getting a little bit to Aster's head. I imagine because she has like all that hair, it's just like all of it slowly lifting up from like all of the electricity, so it's just like everything standing on end.
Yeah. Well, that was fun. That was a spider that just fell on me.
Nope. Not here for it at all.
I found one on my bed
Like
today.
a super little tiny one.
Oh, where's your
This was a
baby
big one.
water?
No.
They can be
I guess-
outside my house. They cannot be inside my house.
It's okay. I'm alone with the spiders. It's fine.
Hey, Paulette.
Okay, so is it the end of your turn then, Aster?
No. I wanted to do. Sorry, I wanted to do this last time,
No.
but I am a bad druid, so I'm doing it this time. As a bonus action, I'm going to invoke my. Do these things look very dead? Is this like a scary battle?
No. One of them is at maybe half health right now.
Or do you mean undead?
So these
They don't look
only
like
one
they're
of
hurt.
them. Only one of them seems maybe hurt at this point.
I mean, they've all taken damage, but only one of them looks like it's been beat up. The other two are still looking pretty solid.
Okay, yeah, so I will use my bonus action to invoke my starry form, the dragon.
Alright.
It'll just help my constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on a spell. So I'm gonna do that.
Nice.
So I get all like very like my skin grows black as ink with like images of like stars and constellations just kind of like swirling all over. I look dope, okay? I look dope, but my hair is like static, like Vegeta style, so
There you go.
it's great.
And Ram, because of the angle that you're facing, you can sort of see Aster out of the corner of your eye, and Karini, you can too, kind of from where you're standing. But you see, again, as Aster sort of takes this form, the Aurora Borealis forms over her head again, as she's in this form.
Whoa, that's cool as hell.
She looks pretty dope.
I feel insanely powerful. Inside, Aster's like, I could destroy the world. A little bit. So.
Oh, 4 feet of her.
Yeah.
okay. She's taller when she's on my shoulders.
Yeah, there you go. Alright, so end of your turn. Karini, you're up. Ram, you're on deck.
Okay. I
Do
am
you
still
poof back in
well,
now?
I poof back in now. I exist in the visual spectrum.
There's one that's
and-
literally right on you.
Super. How far am I from
So if
Pog, who just took
5
like
feet.
a huge freaking hit? Okay.
She's
I'm
within.
going
You could
to
reach out and touch her
cast- Great.
with consent.
Yeah. I'll just be like, "You got this, Pog. You're doing great," and I'll cast Life Transference.
Spits blood. Thanks.
And hang on a second. Ooh. Okay, I take. Hang on, math. Lord, 14.
That is hard, guys.
24 necrotic damage. And Pog gets
Dang.
double that in healing.
Oh damn.
I'm
Whoa.
gonna say that in
48.
damage. I'm like, so it was fun. But I just
So,
disintegrated.
Pog, you should be back to max then. So just mark that down.
Yeah, you
Max
just.
health.
I rolled super high, which is bad for me, but great for you.
It's a
Uranius just
sacrifice I'm willing to make.
So what does that look like then, Karini?
yeah.
I'm just like kind of reaching out but not touching because it seems like a weird situation to be like, "Hey, friend." But there's like kind of dark green energy kind of seeps into me and I get kind of gaunt and look a little like really tired and just kind of like bruised a little bit. And Pog is totally fine. Like it just kind of all that energy kind of reverberates over to Pog.
Aw.
Okay.
And I look full and healthy and chubby. Like, I feel so much better all of a sudden. Brady's like, help!
I'm fine.
It's like that scene in Beetlejuice when they start to like on the kitchen table when they like start dying for realsies.
Yeah,
Anyone
you can
know?
Start to see
Yeah.
the bones.
When Alec
Yeah.
Baldwin dies, like for real.
Oh no.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry.
From a movie that came out 30 years ago.
Yeah.
There are
If you haven't
people
already-
that
if you
are
haven't
not
seen
that
it by
old.
now,
Don't come after me.
Look, if you haven't seen it by now, it's your own fault.
That's true.
Yeah.
Rough
Anyways.
children of today.
Okay, so Ram, you're up then.
Alright, well, I'm going to try and hit them with my great axe, because barbarian.
You got a great axe, Ram.
I do,
Yeah.
do.
Anyone ever tell you that?
I know. It's great.
I know. You just hear this sound of metal grinding as you flex the
I'm
cheeks.
That's a
Thanks for the image.
19 to
You're
hit
welcome.
and 12
Yep.
damage. 12 slashing.
Okay.
Fucking a million to hit and 15 damage. 15 slashing.
Welcome to my
Yo,
brain.
okay over there?
Totally fine.
Just picturing like little metal butt cheeks and I'm just dying on the inside. I'm so sorry.
Oh no.
Little metal butt cheeks.
Yeah!
Excuse you, there is junk in this trunk. I will have you know.
They're like these like rounded pieces of metal, so when you clench, they just.
It's like those videos of
I
people
don't
crushing
wanna think about
watermelons.
Ram. I don't want to think about Ram clenching.
This is the
do.
real
Two
reason we
metal
get nothing
plates,
done.
like-
Yeah!
It's a portable nutcracker.
Oh my
Aw.
god. Hey Ram, we got a watermelon.
I'm fine.
Wish I could eat these walnuts. Wait a
Try
minute.
What's
Hold
in
still.
there?
This is a real reason we don't get anything done some
Yeah.
nights.
I don't need to know how to count. I have butt jokes.
Yep. Anyways, this is the end of your turn then.
That's gonna be the quote that lives on for you forever. Don't need to know how to count. I have butt jokes.
I have butt joke.
My parents are so proud.
That needs to be the title of the episode.
There you go.
I don't have jokes, I just have butt jokes. Or I can't count,
Can't
I
do
just
math.
have butt jokes.
I can't
Or, yeah,
count.
I can't count. But
Anyways,
Rick is requesting a
Butt
chibi
joke.
ram butt, and I'm here for that.
yes, please.
And it must be shiny. And clenched.
It's just like how, yeah, you see the butt and Ram's face is like, ooh.
Like a pinup girl.
I need it!
No.
I need it, and I will get it
No.
tattooed on myself.
No.
Hello,
of all the tattoos to pick,
I don't have any tattoos, but I might as well go hard for my first one.
there you go.
Ram butt
Metallic
hard.
hard.
Yes.
Your parents are already disappointed. Get the tattoo.
Do it.
Pretty much.
Do it.
That's been my motto in life.
Just let
That's what I did.
Anyways, alright, so now it's this guy's turn.
This is a good fight, guys.
He's gonna.
fine.
Yeah.
This is why we don't
You still have
fight,
another
because
one
we
after
can't.
that.
What?
Who's
Okay, so Pog, the
Whose
first
turn is it?
attack against you is it's one of the Bloodsappers now. So the first one against you is a 21 to hit.
It's
You
defensive.
take
How much damage do we take?
you take
I'm gonna
9.
write
You
it down.
take 9
Oh.
piercing damage,
That's nice. Thank you.
and then
Do you have a gift receipt for that? 'Cause
Second
I don't want it.
second attack is an 18. So that
I have a 19 armor class at the
versus-
moment because of Grady.
Oh.
and then the
If I cause my
second
own
at-
damage, do I need to roll for concentration?
I think so, yes.
That's
Oh, yeah.
Good question. I
I
think,
think
if
it's any time you
any-
take damage.
It's any time, yeah. Oh, dang. Okay.
And then the second one is a 23 to hit. Or the last one to hit is a 23 to hit.
Oh.
So you take 7 slashing damage on that last one.
Grady's gonna like die for nothing. You know that?
You're not nothing, Pog.
I'm not dying, and I do maintain concentration. I rolled a 15.
Nice. Elise is up.
Is there a point on the ground 10 feet that would cover all 3 of them but not hit any of the allies?
No, the most you could get is 2.
Alright, 2 is fine as long as it doesn't hit any of the friends.
Yeah, there's 2 of them that are within 10 feet of each other that you could get without hitting anybody.
Alright, so Elise is going to cast Shatter on them.
Nice.
Okay. And is that a save for
Yeah,
them?
It's a con save. I think DC 11.
Okay, well one of them rolled a nat 20. So,
That is offensive.
and then the other one rolled a 6.
Well, that one
Ooh.
fails.
I would hope so.
12 damage for the one that failed, 6 for the one that passed.
Okay.
And that's it.
All right.
That's what happened.
Let's
Boom!
Okay, so the one that's on you is up now, Ram. So first attack is a 19.
That's
Oh shit. You take 19 piercing damage on that first one.
DM said ocean.
piercing damage on that first one.
DM said ocean. Oh no.
No, I don't.
Second attack is only a 6.
That does not hit.
And then the last attack is 21.
That hits.
That one you take 6 piercing damage, so 3.
Okay.
And then now the one that's on Pug, the other one that's on Pug. This one actually is going to turn and it's going to pivot and go towards Karini.
Second win on Kieran.
Bye.
Okay.
From chat.
Huh? What's that mean?
You get 2d10 hit points.
Oh my gosh, I love you.
Go ahead and roll that real quick before I
Before I
use
kill
attacks.
Before I destroy you.
Okay. Thank you.
That was from
Person.
Rick.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Oh.
Rick.
I healed 9.
Real one.
Okay.
9.
All right. So the first hit is a 15.
That hits.
Mm-mm.
We need to get you some armor.
You take
I would
13
pass
points
no.
of piercing damage on that first one. The second hit is only a 7.
That misses.
And then the last one is a 12.
That just misses. God, thank goodness I have a
You
shield.
really need armor.
You should not be as squishy as me. That's not good.
Glass cannons, y'all. Glass cannons.
Cleric! Get some
I-
fucking armor!
Brady's just there in a t-shirt.
I when I was picking my inventory, I went with roleplay instead of strategy, and a pacifist
Life.
would have plain leather armor.
Look
that
where you are
doesn't
now.
think- I know.
Let me just say
It's a
this: that
difficult
these
lesson.
3 things are less problematic than the last thing you have to fight.
Oh,
So,
good. I don't like
Okay.
these
just saying
spoilers.
that now.
You can
Let's
keep these
immediately
spoilers to yourself.
go into the next battle.
Pog, you're up.
Yay. Okay.
I don't actually want to kill any of you.
Are you sure?
Do you even believe that yourself?
No. Like, I'm not like Jeremy and want a TPK, but like 1 or 2 of you is okay.
That's
I
better.
know which one it is. It's
That's
me.
better. That's more like it.
Whoa, what did I do?
Why are
I
there
have
so
no idea
many
what you did.
D20s? Whoa!
I'll do it again, okay? Just ignore.
Okay, one of them was a.
What is happening?
Are you
I am-
targeting multiple people?
Am I?
Yeah.
How did I
Okay,
do that?
Just roll regular dice.
okay.
I will take that first one as your nat 20. That's fine.
Okay.
Oh,
so I
so
get to do
kind.
some damage. Okay.
So we do max plus whatever you roll. So it's your stick damage, which is what, 6? 8? Okay, so 8 plus. Pog, you're rolling the wrong dice for that.
Oh, I did. Oh lord. What did I do?
It's an 8 if you
Fine.
go 2-handed.
It's 8 plus whatever you roll on a d8, okay?
Oh. Oh god.
Use your regular dice, woman.
Okay. So I got a 20, right?
Professional streamers, guys. Professional streamers.
We do this all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 8 plus whatever you roll on a d8.
8. Oh god, I
Oh,
gotta
yeah,
find
my
it.
apologies. So it is a d6. Thank you, Emily. It is a d6 unless you're two-handing it, but if you two-hand it, you can't do your bonus action.
I won't two-hand it then.
Okay, so then
A D6.
it's 6 plus whatever you roll.
Okay. What?
Okay, so. And then what's your modifier?
+4 bludgeoning. Did I get that wrong? No.
Should be your strength, right? Unless monks use dex, I can't remember.
Dex.
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, my modifier.
So what's
on my
your-
dex is 4.
What? Okay, so then yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm really fun to play with.
We'll get you started out. It's not a problem.
12.
Okay. This guy's starting to look a little wobbly. He still looks pretty beefy, but... Alright.
Okay.
Great.
Are you going to hit him again with your stick?
With my shtick.
Yeah, because you get 2 sticks and a punch every time.
Yeah, you know
Okay.
where to shove it.
I don't. 2s. Okay.
The left nostril.
I'm uncomfortable.
Of course. 60
That's fine.
23. Because I got
Yeah, that
16.
hits.
Okay. And then I get my little bonus. My bludgeoning. 9. So I rolled a 5 plus a 4.
Okay.
Okay. So I get to do my unarmed strike then after? Is that my...
Yep, punch
that
it.
was- Okay. I've only played in person like twice. Okay. 19 plus 7
Yep.
is 26.
That hits,
Okay.
yep.
Everyone watching me do math right now is screaming at their computer like, oh my god! And then I roll the 6 plus
my
4
God.
is 10.
Just so
There you
fast
go.
at
Good
adding
job.
I have desirable qualities, I just can't show them when I'm doing math. Please. I'm worth it.
So yeah, this thing is definitely starting to not look great now. After that.
Like me after doing math on screen. We're soul sisters now.
Aster, you're up.
Oh.
Aster, you're up. Craney, you're on deck.
Oh. Is there a way I can pull up the map now that I'm logged in? By the way.
Hey, give me a second here.
By the way.
Hey, give me a second here.
Ho, ha, he. Are bees for the bad boys? Blood. Oh,
There, for the bloodsuckers, yes.
okay, great. Where am I? I'm way over here. Good. Yeah, I'm just gonna attempt the lightning strike between 3 and 2.
Okay.
Kachiga. So they have to make dexterity saving throws.
So, the first one is a 12. The second one is a
Fail.
15.
Damn it, Maddie.
Now what? I can't see chat!
She's being a
I can't
troll in
either.
chat to herself.
I said if my future children find this episode, they're gonna know their mom is a real dumbass.
Oh, honey.
Mom can't even count. No.
Yeah.
Stop.
All mom
It's
knows is
hard.
eat hot chip, TikTok, and lie. That's all I know.
No,
That's all I
understand
got.
when they become adults, okay?
Yeah.
Okay, Aster, how
Uh,
much
did-
damage did they take?
The DC was 15, so does that mean
Okay,
the
so
second
one of them made it.
saved?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Shaky, 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 shaky. I don't need to shake it. I'm back online.
You- Just use your regular dice because this thing is being really unstable.
Shake it again. Shake. Shake.
Chaotic shake.
I do it in reality. I'm like,
They like throw over your shoulder and you have to like go chase them.
launch.
Wombat knocks one under the sofa.
Oh no.
The whole thing. So this is a total of 14.
Okay. Alright, cool. And then is that the end of your turn?
I want to say no. So as I cast that and they like get zapped or whatever, I'm feeling super powerful with this like swirl above me, and I'm looking all like, I don't know, ethereal and godlike, whatever. So
Practically God.
then there's like
Like a badass.
suddenly there's a parting in the clouds from above, and this ray of sunshine shines down, and my eyes follow it, and that singular ray perfectly highlights Ram's ass. And it is just so beautiful and glorious.
Yes.
Moment.
And Ram's cloak billows, and it's beautiful.
It's the perfect moment. There's this gust of wind with like slow motion as that billow happens, and I just see those two metal plates, and I just take a pause, absorbing
What is happening?
And they were roommates.
And she feels a shock of electricity herself that she does not understand. That will be the end.
That's reading fanfiction for the first time.
I can't wait for the art for this.
Whoa.
Cedar, please tell me you're still in chat somewhere.
Whoa.
Oh.
Oh my God.
From the Teletubbies.
Was
Maddie, you have to
beautiful.
stop. You have to
I feel
stop.
really on display all of a sudden, and I clench my butt, just out of, you know how you get nervous and you
Clang.
clench?
Like when you hear a spooky noise and you're like, oh.
Oh, little poop came out. It's fine. That's what happens.
It's fine. Ooh.
You oiled timed just perfectly with your cloak of billowing just billowing out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
It's just perpetually
glorious.
blows at this point.
Yeah.
No wind,
Had
blowing.
Had to be done. Had to be done.
Oh my god.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hate
Thank
it.
you.
You saved me.
Round of applause.
Okay. Is that the end of your turn then?
Now, that is the end of Aster's turn. She
Oh
can
my
do no
God.
more before this sight.
Craney, have fun following that. Ram, you're on deck.
Karini,
I'm gonna
she's
hit
Once
the
we finish
temporarily
laughing ourselves
blinded.
stupid.
Karini looks around, she's temporarily blinded by some sort of bright reflective metal.
Off of Ram's butt.
My eyes.
As a bonus action, I'm going to healing word myself at second level.
Okay.
6 plus whatever the plus is for me. 4. 10. 10 points. And then... Okay, time to be very healy. So then I'm going to use my Channel Divinity as my action, which I don't know if I've used this before. Maybe I have.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
You guys haven't been in
Balm
enough
of
combat
Peace.
to use this yet.
That's true.
There it
Balm
is.
of Peace. I'm going to move without taking an attack of opportunity. And as I pass within 5 feet of
Flying by
Ram,
Ram's butt.
I smack Ram on the butt. Take that.
You
No,
take,
consent.
Your hand shatters.
It's
Uh,
too powerful!
2 clench damage.
Jeez. I hate that. You
Brings buns of
heal
steel to a
6
new level.
You heal 6 points as I pass within 5 feet of you. And then I think I get to move my whole movement. Hang on, let me look at this.
My face hurts.
No,
Yeah.
2d6 plus
Cheeks
4.
are just aching.
You heal 10
Oh, okay.
plus 4 plus 4.
Nice. Jeez.
Okay, sorry.
Healing machine.
Up to your speed. Yes, okay. So I can. That's what I'm here for. I'm just gonna take a step back.
How's your hand?
And
Yeah, your
You
hand
take
stings a
1d6
little.
bludgeoning damage.
Your knuckle has a heartbeat.
it's like when you accidentally smack your knuckles on like a door jam or
Yeah.
something.
Yep.
You're not even screaming, it's just air that comes out like.
Yep.
And I lost a die somewhere down here. So
Oh no,
Oh,
don't step
no.
on it.
that's the end of my turn. I also
All
have
right,
to
Ram,
jump.
you're up then.
Feeling invigorated, I would like to turn here, allow my cloak to billow, and try to blind these two guys with my ass.
There has to be a soundbite for this somewhere.
You're just like bending over slightly and you just.
Everyone in this room fancies me. That's
Aster
the
can't
one.
help but think, like, could any eclipse be nearly so beautiful as this sight before me?
This fight got so gay.
As the
I mean, it
moon
started
of her
pretty gay to
buttocks
begin with. So.
swings over.
Whoosh.
Okay, well, they both rolled 4s, so I'm gonna say that they fail.
I just spit everywhere.
So, Aster, just kind of going off of the sunshine and all that stuff, Ram goes over and just bare asses at these guys.
Yeah.
And they both were obviously not ready for this shit. And
It's glorious.
it's just too much gay for one battle.
It's
And
a
it's just
glorious
beautiful.
Moon. Glorious moon.
The most perfect moon.
So I'm gonna say that those guys are blinded for the next round. Because why not? It's fucking funny.
All right.
Their eyes were not worthy for such a sight.
Anyways,
Did I miss anything actually important? Or just more so that-
I'm gonna say that it was a bonus action to moon them.
Yeah. It was my interaction.
Emily's like, what did I miss while I walked away? Not much.
Some mooning. It's fine.
That's fine. And then I'm going to smack the one I've been beating on with my axe.
Yeah.
Axe.
My
I
ass.
just there for a minute.
17 to hit and
Crack that axe up. Sorry, I had to.
10 slashing damage.
Okay.
And I missed on that one. Damn it, Natty.
Look, this one is starting to look pretty beat up too.
Oh, finally. Nice of
Yeah.
you to, look bloodied now.
Just starting to, huh?
That's the end of
Yeah,
my
I'd say it's at like, a little less than half.
Oh gosh.
Alright. Well, gee, these things were fucking beefy. Alright, so, and then is that the end of your turn then?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the one that is behind you is gonna try and get you with disadvantage here.
My butt is too glorious.
Well, it rolled a 5, so I'm guessing that a 10 doesn't hit.
No.
Okay.
Can't touch those.
And then it rolled an 11 on the second one.
Nope.
No, only a 15 on the last one.
Nope.
It was moving in the right direction, just not enough.
Your
Nope.
weapon.
Okay, that's turn. Elise is up now.
Oh yeah, I'm playing Elise. Elise feels very jealous of the spotlight on Ram's ass. So
That makes
to
Oh no.
God, this
Put
campaign
the
is
gem away.
to make themselves feel more important, they are going to fuck. Sorry, I'm not used to her character sheet.
Okay.
They're gonna what?
I
They're
know.
No!
This battle has quickly turned into something else.
Look over like, huh?
I was was asked. Okay.
And I don't know what this spell does.
That's great. Use it.
Yeah.
Best
Oh
way.
no, that's not going to do anything. Oh wait,
You
no,
remember, like,
yes.
months ago when you asked me if this campaign was just Thirsty Sword Lesbians? Well, I think it's kind of turned into that now.
Yeah.
Yay!
All right. So, Elise is going to reach out and twist their hand around while pointing at the dog thing that's still attacking Pog.
Okay.
And try to cast Vortex Warp.
The fuck does that do?
Yeah.
Don't miss.
You magically twist around another creature you can see within range, and the target must succeed on a con saving throw or be teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice.
Okay. Well, that was an 8, so 13.
That fails, so
Where would you like it to go?
it's going to end up in a very
You
tall
know where.
tree within 90 feet of us. Because it has to be on an actual surface. It can't just be into the air.
Sure, we'll toss it in this one.
So 90 feet in the air.
Okay.
See, did you see that? I did that.
You can't see it because it's on the other side of the house now, but you're pretty sure that one of these things is impaled in a tree somewhere.
Perfect.
Because that one had
I'm
23
impaled
hit
in a
points
tree.
left.
That's fine. It made Elise feel good about themselves. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
They do a little dance. Okay. That feels so good.
Okay. Then
That's
the end of their turn then?
Yeah.
Alright. That's this guy. Okay, so the other one that's still on Pog. Oh, I lied. The one that's on you goes first. So the one that's not blinded, that's only
Finding
a
a blind
14 on the
guy?
first one.
Okay.
Nope.
And then on the second one is a 23.
That is.
So you take 11 slashing damage on the first claw attack.
Okay.
And then that's an 11 on the second one, or on the second claw attack, so that doesn't hit.
No.
Okay, and then the one that's on Pog. Pog, the first attack against you, that's a 7. But the first claw attack is a natural 20, so
Oh. Showing off, are we?
Anywhere but that ass.
so you take 22
No.
slashing damage on on that first claw attack. And then the second hit is a 19. And I think that just meets your AC, yes?
That's my armor class.
Okay.
So. Ouch.
You take 9 slashing damage on that second one.
That's 9 points more. That's great.
That's
And then we're back up to the top. So Pog, you're up.
Great. As I like cough up a rib because I'm dying.
God.
Are you tracking your hit
Ringing
points?
out.
Yeah, are you?
I am, yes. Are you?
Of course I am. Not looking great.
Pog.
I'm not feeling so flat like a G6.
No. No.
Dang it.
You need to go back so you can see your boy with the flowers and the cute.
My boy!
Your boy. Oh no, my boy.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, my boy! Father, help!
Father, help!
As I'm dying, it's like laughing. That's a good one. You got me there. Do I need to make a new character? Dungeon monster?
Not yet, you don't. You're getting darn close though. Okay,
win for
what are you
Pog.
doing, Pog? What are you doing?
I'm trying to hit the one that keeps biting me.
Okay, so what's your first stick attack?
Okay. 27
A hit.
with my dying breath. And 9.
Okay.
Okay. And my bonus action? Okay.
You have
is-
another stick attack as well. You get 2 sticks
Oh.
and 1 punch. For sure, every time.
3's a lot to count for me, right?
Stickity.
8 plus 7 is 15, so 15.
That hits.
Yay. 10. Because I got a 6.
Okay.
Punchy time? You want
Do your
some
thing.
fruit punch? 17 plus 7. Okay, so
Pog.
20. 24. 24?
That hits.
Okay. And 8.
Okay. And
I
also,
feel like
somebody said you got a
Boromir
second
right
win.
now.
Yes, Pog has a second win
Okay.
from Rick.
No.
So, Pog, you can
Yeah.
roll 2d10.
Oh.
Oof.
Oh, I gotta go to the dice bag. What if it is a D10? I don't roll those.
The other reason we don't do a lot of combat is because it's just absolute fucking chaos. Every time we try.
You guys really don't want this crappy monk character today, I see in the chat. That's nice. So I got a 4
yeah,
on the first
you have-
D10 roll.
So many things first.
I do so many things. Okay, and another one. 0. So I guess that's
So that's
1.
a 10.
It's 10.
Oh.
So what
Then
was
why
your
doesn't
total?
it say that?
What was your total, sweetie?
What was the first number I said?
Oh.
I don't know how we were two combats.
Help!
Oh no.
Oh, it's so precious. This is why you can't die.
I think it was a 4.
Okay, good enough.
Okay.
Then why does it say that?
Help! Father, help!
Oh, Father, help.
He's just down the hall. Where is he?
Ollie
All
laughs
right,
at
Aster,
you.
you're up.
Okay. Oh man. Well, after that moment of glory, she unknowingly, like the clouds have formed into something very familiar that we have all been focused on, but I'm not really paying attention to that right now. I don't even know this.
Cloud glutes.
Freudian cloud
It's just-
formation.
No.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that that one guy got teleported away, but that's fine. I'm still going to call lightning on. I guess the one that was like attacking Pog the most. We'll
Okay.
do that.
Okay.
It just needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Well, that was a 1, so a 6 total. Or, not, sorry, a 3 total.
Okay. That was terrible. Where did you go? Oh. That's only a 7 total damage.
Okay.
Just too
My favorite
distracted
number.
right now.
That guy is also starting to not look super awesome.
Okay, good. And I think I'll call that good. I'm just gonna keep zapping. Zapping. Zappity zappity zapping.
Alrighty then. After that nonsense, Craney, you're up. Ram, you're on deck.
Okay. How close? How close am I to? Gosh, who all is hurt? Oh, I can see.
Pog.
Me and
Okay.
Pog.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Both of you
and
are.
your ally.
I'm okay. I've got resistance, so.
Granny, help! Again.
Really help.
All right.
No, my
This
monk!
time,
No, my pog! Yeah.
this time I will put my hand on your shoulder and be like, I'm sorry, I have to touch you for this one. And I will cast Cure Wounds at level 3 for 16 healing, and no one else has to get hurt for that one.
Okay.
And then, jeez.
Pog, you're feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. More like a G6 now. Feeling fly.
Like a G4.5, let's be honest.
Yeah. That's a daily basis.
Getting there.
Alright.
Getting there.
Then is that the end of your turn then, Cranny?
Yeah, I'll just take like another step back because I have
Okay.
a little bit of movement left, just so I'm not super close to those things.
Okay.
They hurt.
Alright, Ram,
But
you're
I
up.
can still get you help.
Yeah, I'm gonna smack him with my axe.
Smacking.
Yeah, 15 to hit
Yep, that hits.
and 16 damage.
Okay.
18 to hit.
Yep.
And crap, brain fart. 13 damage.
Okay. Yeah, this one's definitely starting to not look great.
You said that last time.
No, it's definitely like it's really starting to not look great now.
Definitely for sure this time.
Fucking make that face at me.
Sus.
Miss, I'm gonna throw a
Definitely.
Kraken at a bunch of level 4s.
Hey man, just because I throw it at you don't mean you gotta fight it.
Have you
Look at
met
the
us?
domains, bitch.
Shots are being
Anyways.
fired.
Okay, so that guy's dead in a tree. Elise is up.
Yes, Elise is going to Ray of Frost.
Okay.
That actually
The one on you or the one on Pog?
Unpog.
Yes.
He's temporarily unavailable. Fuck off.
You cannot do this spell right
So
now.
what's-
Please try again later.
Error.
Please.
Error. Negatory.
Are you breaking
first
stuff
cast
over there?
Yeah. That is a 14 to hit.
Yep, that just hits.
Okay. And 13 cold damage, and the speed is reduced by 10. Dropped my
Okay.
D8 on the floor.
Oh no!
Nah.
He's lost to me now. Nothing.
It's okay, I got it.
Okay. And then is that the end of Elise's turn?
Yeah.
Okay. So the one that's on you, Ram's gonna take their turn. That's like a 9 on the first one.
No.
17 on the second.
Nope.
And an 18 on the second.
18.
Or on the third one.
Yep.
Okay. So you take. Ooh, nice. Almost max. You take 13 on that one.
No, I don't.
Not today.
I'm just saying.
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
Not gonna let it bother me.
Okay, well, the one that's on Pog is going to try and eat Pog's face off again. So
Okay. That's fine.
that is.
Hi.
So that's a 23 to hit on the first one.
Oh my god, Pog.
Brady's just wasting all her spells on me. I'm just like a dude that never goes to therapy. Stop going back to me.
You take 14 piercing damage on the first attack. Second attack is only a 7. And Jesus Christ!
What did you do?
I rolled another nat 20.
I keep
Why would you
forgetting,
do
but
that?
as part of the bond, anyone within 30 feet of another bonded creature can use their reaction to teleport within 5 feet of them and take the damage instead.
I'll take the
Don't you
damage.
dare.
I'll take
Okay, well,
the
that would
damage
be
on
8.
that crit.
Be 18 total then on that one. So I rolled like garbage.
I'm taking the damage on that hit.
No, I'll do
Okay.
it. Don't do it.
No, I'm taking it.
Ah!
Because it's halved. It's halved for me.
Oh, okay. Have fun.
Oh, well, in that case.
You
Okay.
die, I die. Okay.
That's like new since we did level 6, and I just keep forgetting that that's a thing that is part of it.
Alright, Pog, you're up then. The one that's
Yeah,
on you definitely does not look awesome.
I'm gonna make him look like garbage. Icky.
Okay.
Do it.
With
Do
my
it.
Stick.
with my
So remember, stick,
Do it.
stick, punch.
Punch, punch, stick? No, I'm kidding. Okay, 16 plus 7
Yep.
is
That hits.
23.
Don't even bother. It hits.
Okay. I'm trying to work on my math skills. And then 1 plus
okay.
4 is 5. Oh, that was
Okay.
so embarrassing. I had my thumb down and that was 4. Jeez. No one
I
screamed
know what you
at
meant.
that.
It's okay.
Do it, screen cabin.
Math is hard.
Yeah. Alright,
Okay.
another stick.
Yep, another stick.
3 plus 7 is 10. That doesn't look so good.
Nope, that doesn't hit.
Okay. The end.
Punch it.
Oh! I still get to punch it!
Yes,
Okay.
stick, stick, punch every time.
Tick, stick, punch,
Unless you use a key point, and then it's stick, stick, punch, punch.
Okay. 19, because I got a 12.
That hits. Yep, that hits.
Okay.
Nice.
If I did that math wrong. Oops, sorry. And 8.
All right.
I will die a champion. Of garbage.
Alright.
Of garbage moves.
And that's the end of your turn. Aster, you're up.
Sure
Grady,
is.
you're on deck.
Why are these things not dying? I'm just gonna.
I can tell you that the one that's on Pog looks like shit.
I want to shoot that shit. Shoot it.
So does
Shoot
Pog.
the shit. Murder the shit.
Okay. thing.
Let's make a dex save with my lightning. Now
I rolled
that-
an 18.
Okay, saves. But now that those clouds are a perfect form of the glorious
Ram's
buttocks, every time lightning strikes down, it is perfectly from within the center of those two rounded clouds. You see how
It's just
No.
getting weirder and weirder.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes, I said it.
Okay.
It's happening. These are my clouds. This is my lightning.
You do you, boo.
Yay! Thank you. That's 12 lightning damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
My God.
You're welcome.
Oh, so close. So fucking close.
No!
Okay. Is that the end of your turn then?
Yeah.
Alright, Craney, you're up. The one that's on
Okay.
Pog looks really, really, really bad.
Okay, I gotta take a quick break.
Alright.
I'll be right
I was
back.
just trying to get you to the end of the combat and then we can go
I'm
potty.
trying to hold it. I can't.
That's why I was like, I had to go. I'm so sorry. Okay, I am going to look at the one next to Pog, and I'm going to go, sit! And cast command on it, so that it has to go prone on its turn and then end its turn. And it can't do anything else, but it's a wisdom save.
Does it make us save? Okay.
Yes, wisdom save. Wisdom.
That's a 19 on die, so dirty 20.
Ugh.
Snickers.
It was a good try.
Yeah. Okay.
Looked at you
doesn't
kind of
have the most
confused for a
commanding
second.
voice. And it'll be like, and in preparation for the next round, I'm just going to do something really stupid and move up next to my friends.
Okay.
That's it.
Oh my god.
All right, Ram, you're up.
All from me.
Gonna try and smack a bitch.
All right, get it.
Yeah, 21 to hit and 16 slashing,
Okay.
18 to hit and 18 damage.
Yeah, that thing's dead.
Yeah.
God.
All right. And then is that the end of your turn then?
That's the enemy.
All right, Elise is up. There's
Uh,
one left, and it looks really bad.
Elise is gonna firebolt
Out of there.
with a dirty 20
Yep.
and that's 14 fire damage.
Add 3 left. How would Elise like to do this?
After being intimidated by Ram's buttocks and the cloud buttocks, Elise will turn around and Blue Angel the, yeah. Blue Angel, the last one.
That's fitting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it both kind of puts their butt on display and lights it up.
I'm on
Elise
fire.
is getting up to leave.
No, freaking pasta.
No more.
She's chewing on the cords again.
No more of this nonsense.
Goodbye.
All right, so yeah, the last one falls. Let's take a potty break real quick, and then we'll come back to deal with the contract and all that fun stuff.
Alright.
It's a contract.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that you guys never looked at.
That fits.
Yeah,
You just took the
Yeah.
contract and never looked at it.
yeah, we do that.
Seems appropriate for
Okay,
us.
we'll be right back.
I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about. It's
We're
fine.
back. We're back.
What?
It's fine. It's fine.
Everything's fine. What could
Fine.
go wrong?
Nobody
Yeah,
died
it's fine.
yet.
Yeah.
No, I just got a giant metal snake to deal with. It'll be fine.
That's
Alright, so
Is that it?
with these dogs dead, I'm gonna actually open up the thing and see what it
The
does.
contract?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
I'm gonna do it right this time.
So for these things, you get 300 gold for getting rid of them. And then you get 20 gold per tongue you bring back, and 20 gold per blood sack.
What?
Do
You
we
Hear the big
need-
thing on the front?
I know what it is. I don't want to touch it.
I'll just start
Good.
harvesting and shoving them in the bag of colding.
Excellent.
Roll me a survival check then.
Could I help with that?
I would like to.
You're gonna help?
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Standing over
So
here.
somebody could do
Holy
it.
crap.
Whoever wants to do it can do it with advantage then.
Don't need to. Natural 20. So 25.
There you go.
Yeah.
Alright. So
I don't need your help.
the first two are easy. You get the two that are down on ground level. You have to climb up the tree to get the other one because it's impaled in the tree
I'm just
where
gonna
you
cut the tree
yeeted it. Okay.
That's
So
such
you
a
cut down
vibe.
this
Wow.
very big tree.
Where did we get a saw to cut down a tree?
That's a great axe.
Yeah.
We have a ram.
We
It's not a
established
problem with
that.
Ram.
Just use my axe.
So just remember you have three tongues
Three
and
down.
three blood stacks.
If that's not a vibe, I don't know what it is. I'm just gonna cut the tree down.
With my ass.
That'll
Yeah.
solve all my problems.
Alright, so yeah, after you do that, what would you guys like to do now?
I
Short
don't
rest.
know.
Okay.
Short rest is probably very handy.
Yeah.
I wanna say that as Aster finally like calms down a little bit, you know, from the excitement of all of the battle and everything,
And butts.
like the butts, the battle and the butts, the buttle. She's waving away those clouds. Are like dispersing, and she begins to become normal again. So it's like a head to toe transition. But I imagine that as she does, like her skin gets all like weird and wrinkly, and she manages to like peel out of her old skin. Like it's a very
you go.
clean transition as
perfect
she
peel.
sheds, and she steps out of it, and she is 2 inches taller than she was before.
Yeah.
Because she shed and she's a little bit bigger now.
Really?
So now you're
That's
4'2".
Yes!
I feel like I watched you just undress just now.
I mean, kinda.
I mean, in a way, yeah, basically.
Okay.
But then immediately Aster, not like even noting that this might be weird to other people, like she picks up her skin and she's gonna begin like trying to save it in a way, or like mold it so that she can wear the new skin as her new outfit now.
Gross, but okay.
Get into Silence of the Lambs all of a sudden.
Wow.
It's useful skin. Like if you work it the right way, you know, that's fine. Everything's fine.
You scare me, little one. Just like.
Your peel. Time to wear this.
I mean, it's not, she's not trying to eat it, so I guess that's okay. That would be
Yeah,
weirder,
okay.
right?
Could be worse. Reuse, recycle, all that stuff.
So, Aster, as you're, like... Because I'm assuming you have to take your gloves off to do this. As you
Yes.
are going to pull your gloves back on, you notice where that star pattern is that's on your forearm. It's a little bit darker in color this time.
Oh. Nope. But I don't say anything to anybody, because I'm very self-conscious of the scars on my hands still. Like, anytime I take off the gloves, I definitely, like, make sure nobody, like, sees I turn my back and try to do that, like, really quickly and kind of keep them hidden as I do everything else until I can, like, slip them back on.
Aw.
That's
That
gonna
was
take
pretty
some time.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, you get yourself all situated. The rest of you can take a short rest if you would like.
Yeah.
Before we
Sure,
short
let's
rest, I'm gonna use my second channel divinity to get a second level spell slot back.
Ooh,
Okay.
that is handy.
It's like a Tasha's thing, I think. One of those optional things.
Damn, you were really hurt, weren't you?
Mm-hmm. That was about halfway.
Like in game or
I had
Significant.
no, not this again.
I saw 48 at some point.
I had 39 hit points,
Ooh.
Dang.
which for a barbarian is concerning.
That's pretty low. Yeah.
Yeah, what?
I got hit a lot.
I think for once I was the only one that did not take any damage.
At least didn't take any damage.
Oh, I guess that's true.
So-
At least also did not take damage.
So, Ram, as you're taking your short rest, does Reggie help you?
Oh yeah. God, I had Reggie. God, where's...
Wow.
No, not that I forgot I had him. I just forgot he had the ability to assist me with that in some
Oh.
way.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm good for now. I'll keep him
Okay.
for the snake dude.
Alright. Cool. Yeah, the rest of you, like, kind of take a little bit, you know, sit in the shade, rest. Yeah, so it's early afternoon now. You can decide if you're gonna go straight there, what you're gonna do.
How far is it to the other thing? Do we know?
You're not entirely sure, but like it probably a good hour and a half or so walk at least to the other thing,
Okay.
to where it said it was anyways. So yeah. Alright, so yeah, you guys you know, get yourselves all put back together, take off around the like the far side of the mesas where it was indicating. And as you get further and further away from the mesas, the landscape starts to change. The mesas, like right around the mesas, is very like it's grasslands, like fertile farm area. But the further away that you get, the more like rugged and barren the landscape starts to become. It's more red sandstone, that sort of thing. And Karani and Aster, make me nature checks.
Okay.
All right, so Aster, you're distracted by Ram's ass or something. I don't know. You can decide. With that roll, it's whatever you want. But Karani, you start to notice the further away that you get from the mesas, the more you just get a very weird feeling, sort of something isn't right. Something around you is not right. And Ram, you start to pick up on it a little bit too. just because of like just your nature in general and what you're like made of. But something in the area is not right, and you can kind of put two and two together that you assume that's probably the rift is causing this feeling. And like the directions don't take you super close to the rift, but like the closer you get to where this thing is supposed to be, the more you just can't really shake that feeling. I need everybody to roll me wisdom saving throws.
Oh, freaking.
Okay.
Oh, and it just kicked me out. Okay.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Wisdom saving
wisdom
throw.
save. I was gonna ask, can I, when I start to feel weird like that, can I also use my Furbolg, like, detect magic to see if there's anything weird closer by?
How far out does that go?
It's just 30 feet. It's not super fancy. But
Yeah.
it lasts 10 minutes, so I just want to use it.
Okay. Yeah, nothing really comes into your range during that time period. It's
Okay.
just a feeling of like your skin feels itchy or like your brain feels itchy or something just doesn't feel right.
Okay. Also, I got a natural 1 on my wisdom save.
Nice.
Elise got a
Beautiful.
16 and Ram got a
Okay.
An
What do the rest of you
11.
get? Okay.
I got a 16.
Okay. Okay. So
We are not wise.
I was gonna say.
Did we do good?
And I am wise. I just rolled so
I know, that's my one good thing too!
It's like,
And I
ooh,
did
plus 7.
So
Roll.
bad.
yeah, Karini, for you, you're used to you're used to a weird feeling from home, but this is a different kind of weird feeling. Like you're used to like Feywild feeling, very like soft, sort of like magical something extra from where you are. This does not feel anything like that. Like if you could like stick a pipe cleaner in your ear and wiggle it around a little bit, it probably would feel better than what you're feeling right now.
Ugh.
Gotcha.
Like me on an ADHD day.
Ooh.
But yeah, and that feeling just continues to grow the further and further that you get. And then eventually you come to the path sort of like diverge a little bit into what looks to be a small sort of canyon area. And you begin to hear the sounds of like metal on metal. Sounds like it's coming from in the canyon ahead of you, but you are starting to hear sounds of like just it sounds like metal on metal, like metal grinding into metal.
Don't like that
Um,
much at all.
I'm gonna use Emboldening Bond again on me, Ram, and Pog, since they are the ones that are always like in
Make
the
a
fray,
face.
and I can pop in and help them whenever I can.
What does that do again?
Crow is dying.
You get for 10 minutes, you get a D4 that you can add to an attack, ability check, or saving throw once per turn.
Okay.
And when we're within 30 feet of another bonded creature, you can teleport as a reaction to someone to take the damage for them.
Gotcha.
So yeah, as you sort of make your way through this, I have a map, but I don't think it's gonna work. So, as you guys sort of are making your way through this very sort of rocky canyon, and you start to hear this sound, everybody roll me a perception check real quick. Are you distracted by Aster's butt?
Yeah.
Ah.
But also Elise is distracted by butts too. 'Cause
Oh, there you go.
I rolled a 4 for me, so that's a +5. And Elise rolled a 4, and I'm not sure what that plus is to.
Okay. Oh, nice job, Pug.
Thank you very
That's
much.
your best. That's your best perception roll you've ever had.
Nice, I'm done.
No, it's usually like a 7.
I'm very proud of you.
What's happening?
My bro.
So, Pug, you notice it before anybody else does. But down, sort of way down at the other end of this canyon, you see just sort of like slipping out of view what looks to be the, like, probably the back 5 feet or so of what looks to be an enormous metal snake.
We gotta go.
How
Yeah, we
big
gotta
is-
go kill it, and then
check
I'll actually open the
Mm-mm,
contract and
mm-mm.
read that.
Okay.
No.
All right. So for this one, it's 350 gold for getting rid of it. You get 100 gold if you bring the memory core back intact. 50 if it's broken.
Or
And
not
then-
return it at all.
Yeah. And then you get 25 gold if you manage to bring back any of the fangs intact. But they must be intact.
We could at least rip out its fangs and then run away.
Would we have been able to get
a dummy snake.
an idea of how big it actually is from what we saw?
Roll me a nature check.
Nature check?
No.
It
Dang
keeps
it.
failing us.
Not as good. But my perception was 23. Nature's only
Okay.
12.
Yeah, you saw the same thing that Pog saw, but you don't have any experience with metal snakes.
That's
You've
true.
got some experience with regular snakes, but not so much with metal snakes.
That's fair.
Pog, you sort of just between you and Karina, you sort of describe what you saw, and
You look bad.
between the two of you, you can probably guess that this thing is about 12 feet long.
Bigger than me. I rage.
Big.
No.
Run down the canyon screaming.
Bigger than me!
But it's not taller than you, it's just longer than you.
But it can be taller than me, and that's the point.
Ram, you can roll me a history check.
Sure. I'm so
I
good
know
at
these always
history.
go so well with you.
Ah,
It was almost an 18.
would it have been better? No, I rolled a 5. Oh, I rolled the same thing on physical die.
Nice. There's something about metal snake that's sort of like in your memory somewhere, but you're just not sure what. There's a lot going on. There was some butts earlier. There's just a lot going on right
Pretty
now.
sure there was a sky butt, but I don't know.
Aster says nothing.
I have no idea what my ass looks like because I don't spin that way.
You're fine.
And my
Anyways.
ass was like glowing earlier. Did you guys see that?
No.
Yes. Yes.
What is happening? So weird.
You're just, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's fine. If anything, we all found it inspirational.
Well, I mean, it blinded those dogs, so that's either a good thing or a bad thing.
At
We
least
all
we'll probably
did,
say
did we?
something like aspirational, but I don't think that works.
Oh my
She's
lord.
a snake, so the S is kind of like hang a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally, that's what it was.
Yes. And Aster immediately saying that would like turn immediately to Elise like, did I do a funny? Was that good for you? Did I do it?
Good for you.
I don't. She's trying so hard to get on Elise's level. So hard.
Elise did her like fake courtier laugh. Yeah, that loud one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We all know the laugh.
Alright, so as Elise does that, that laugh echoes down the canyon, and you
Oh,
stop
no.
hearing that
Oh.
sound of metal grinding on metal.
I made a mistake.
Choices were made.
Choices were made and they were mistakes.
What do I have?
Can we
What do I have?
hide?
I hide.
Can I
Like-
just be shot?
Amongst these rocks?
I'm not gonna hide. I'm just gonna move. This one rock that's like not in the pathway from the south, like the one that's just above that.
Can you guys actually see the map? Like, did it go? Because I can only see Aster.
That one.
Okay.
I can see the map.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
just
get on.
not
How tall
anybody.
is that?
Probably good 6 or 7 feet, like up.
I climb on top of it.
Okay. I'm dropping
That
you guys
way.
on this map. Hold on.
I'm 13 feet.
13.
Horse. It's not purely for the vantage point, it's just because it makes you taller.
Oh, if we're entering from that side, then I'm gonna climb onto the ones that are closer here.
Okay.
Like this one?
Yeah. Yeah, easy enough to get up there.
How tall are they?
Those ones are probably a good 10 feet.
17 feet tall.
I think Craney's just gonna be down here at the bottom, like behind these.
Okay.
And I make my cloak billow magnificently. So
Okay.
that my glutes are also on display. And whistle loudly to draw the snake's attention.
Oh,
Yoo-hoo!
Oh, gosh. We're doing it that way, huh?
I was
I
gonna
don't
try to say
know.
something since I speak specifically to snakes, but that's fine.
Oh, you can do that if you want to. I'm just saying,
mean-
like, there is no such thing as subtlety with a thing like me, so just going for it.
You do
That
have
is
a
true.
point.
That is very true. I still want to yell out in snake, hello, which
Okay.
is gonna sound like
Parcel tongue.
Okay.
Got it.
Oh, it's
I have
spooky.
decided.
Okay. So, you guys see... So, at first, nothing really happens. I'm gonna let Pog and you can move Elise get into position before I move anything here.
What side's it gonna attack? Take
Yeah, what
your
side did we see it go down?
position.
So it ended up going down.
Hmm.
We
Okay.
lost it, didn't we?
Do you see
I'm
where I
fine
drew that
where I
on there?
am. Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Oh dear.
Lise is gonna hide in this
Arr.
bush over here.
Okay.
That's so sweet.
Just
Cog,
like
where are you going?
ducks.
I'm going to count my spots so I can go to the rock.
You're not in combat yet, so you can move
Oh,
wherever
hey,
you think
friends.
you need to.
Pog is like taking their time, and we're all like, dude, go, come on, get over here, hurry up.
5, 10.
Not now, Pog.
I'm trying not to step on the
Okay.
cracks.
So, Aster, Karini, Pog, you guys are on the ground next to this big rock that Ram is standing on, like King of the Mountain.
I'm on the ground.
Okay,
Yes.
so you guys feel it first, and then Ram, you start to feel it too. But the ground begins to shake, and sort of in the like sandy earth, kind of almost right next to where Karini is standing, you see popping out.
What?
What?
Oh, it's so cute! I want
It's
it!
massive. When it comes out, it is massive, and it comes up like something out of Tremors.
Or Dune.
Yeah.
I mean, oh no!
But that thing pops out, and Karini, make me a dexterity saving throw.
You're in an evil
Okay.
mood.
Dexterity.
It's just happy to see us.
Saving throw. Oh, good.
Yep.
Dexterity saving throw. 11.
Uh-oh. Greedy.
Rip.
I'm like, okay, bye!
Rest in pepperoni.
Curating has become one with the heavens now.
Did you say rest
I'm
in
gonna get
pepperoni?
I did.
I'm gonna get swallowed by a metal snake.
Oh.
Okay. It doesn't swallow you,
Roll.
Or
but
is it
it does
solid
come
snake?
up, and as it comes up, you see these two very pointy looking metal fangs drop forward, and it clamps down on your shoulder. And you take 3 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. DC 13.
Okay, con save. Oh, Lord. Hmm.
You'll be
Another +0 to that.
Okay.
Okay, good. 15. Yay.
Okay. So, yeah, you managed to, like, you weren't really ready for it, and it scares the living daylights out of you. But it comes down and it, like, clamps onto you, and you manage to, like, shove it out just enough that it doesn't inject you with the poison. And I need everybody to roll me initiative.
Oh, man. Forget where it is. There it is.
Oh. Sad.
I'm okay with
Oh
this.
my god.
That's fine. Everything.
Such
I wanna die.
Such a sadness.
Where is that motherfucker? Okay, that damn thing's the wrong size, but whatever.
Wow, we have a very
How do I
spread
make it-
out initiative.
How do I make it bigger? Because the icon is supposed to be bigger than that.
Control, like press control and then your scroll wheel.
Oh, is that the icon? Oh.
Over that, like when you're on the icon. Scroll and scroll.
There we go.
Oh no.
Okay,
I'm guessing it should be large. Yeah.
there we go. Okay, so yeah. The rest of you see this thing pop out like something out of Tremors, and takes a little chunk out of Karini, but she manages to sort of get it out of, like, off of her before anything super serious happens. And let's see here. So Elise is first. We're gonna go through one round and then we'll call it for the night then.
Cliffhanger.
Unless you guys really want to finish this fight tonight, but
I'm good with that. I'm good with whatever.
Depends
Up
how
to you
we
guys.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know that I
If we're not,
need
if
it
we're not
Aster.
making much of a dent this first round.
too long.
I can tell you it doesn't have like a lot of hit points. It just it's a little
hard.
tough.
Yeah.
I see.
Great. Thank you.
Okay, here we go.
My only thing is
Here we
that so next week, just next week is the 20th episode, and I do have something special planned. So if we don't get to that point tonight, we're gonna be playing catch up a little bit next week. So,
Okay.
but it's up to you guys.
I'm good to go. So
All right, so Elise is up first.
oh shit. Okay.
Ah.
From their hiding spot, Elise will cast Hex
Okay.
on the creature. Their bonus action. And then they will Ray of Frost.
Okay. Yeah, that's not gonna hit.
Yeah, no. No, it's not.
Not even on something that big.
Well, an attempt was made. Alright. End of their turn.
All right, so now it's the snake's turn. It's just gonna try and get Karani again.
Oh, I'm gonna do that teleport thing.
Oh.
Oh,
Teleport thing. Oh, yeah, okay. I get what you're saying.
I can put the text
Do you determine that after it hits or not, Karani? How does that work?
You can use your reaction to teleport to an unoccupied space within 5 feet of the first creature. The second creature then takes all the damage instead.
Okay,
So,
Okay, so it's gonna try to
if
hit
it
you
hits.
first.
when a creature is about to take damage, yeah.
Okay.
Well, it rolled an 11, so I'm pretty sure that's not gonna hit. Karani's just like, no!
And sorry, it increased by AC by 2? Or 1? Or is that something else?
That's something else.
Okay.
That was Shield of
That
Faith.
was
Oh, okay,
Shield of
okay.
Faith earlier.
Alright, Ram, you're up.
Alright, well, I'm going to flying leap at this thing. Not actually. I'm
Okay.
gonna run at it.
Okay.
And I will rage on the way.
Alright.
Oh, perfect. So I didn't even have to run. My teleportation belt engages and I teleport directly in front of this thing.
Nice.
So I will teleport there, and then I'm gonna smack it with my great axe.
yes.
Natural 20.
Ooh,
Get it.
good start.
Pretty high damage. Oh yeah.
Dang.
Alright, so yeah, as you bring your axe down across this thing, it doesn't do as much as you're hoping.
Motherfucker. And then I will try to hit.
Still took damage, but
But the 24 to hit.
that hits.
I hit it again.
Okay, again, doesn't seem to take as well as you were hoping.
Okay. Quick question before I end my turn. The
Yep.
whetstones that I have, is that
Yep.
an action to apply them? It didn't come with any sort of casting time. Oh wait, yes it did. One action. Never mind. Disregard.
Okay.
I know what I need to do now.
Yep. Okay. That's the end of your turn. So, oops.
Sorry.
Pog, you're up.
I'm gonna hit it with a staff because that's gonna do it.
Would suggest moving up against it first.
Oh, yes. 1, 2.
There you go.
We are nose to nose. Oh!
Yes.
Yep, that hits. Shitty Monk's on fire tonight.
I know. So do I staff punch again?
Yep. So again, it seems like it resisted a little bit. That hits.
Stop resisting. What am I
Stop
doing tonight?
resisting!
Oh my God. What is going on? Oh.
Dang!
Holy crap.
Literally kill it.
Tonight I'm doing fine.
Yeah.
What is going on?
Hashtag Shitty Monk.
What's happening?
Not so
It's been a
shitty.
weird week.
Not
It's been a
so
weird
shitty.
week.
Come on. Did you just fucking freeze up again?
Couldn't handle all my awesome. That's why.
Yep. Monk broke it.
Way to go, Monk.
There it is.
Oh.
There it is.
Okay.
Oh, there it
It's alright. I got the damage here, so I know what it's at, so. Alright, so Aster, you're up.
I'm going to cast, or I'm going to attempt to cast Guiding Bolt with the hopes that it'll give advantage to the person who's going to attack it next. And
Okay.
I got booted out. Alright.
Yeah.
I will
Just roll regular dice.
roll this.
It'll go faster.
And Herg. That's a definite miss. For
What'd
only
you get?
12. It was 12.
You were close though. Its AC is only 13, so
Really?
thing's not hard to hit.
Oh, well, I still managed to do that. I'm just like, wait,
All
no, metal plates! Oh! Yeah. Fine if it's on the snake. Shit.
Okay.
And then I want to
So-
move away from it. Like maybe skirt around the rock with my movement.
Yeah, easy enough for you to do. Okay, so that's the end of your turn. Come on. Craney, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Ooh.
And its speed in this area is halved. And a bunch of little, like, glowing fey, like my leader lady.
Okay.
That I can't think of what I keep wanting to say Satyr.
The Hind.
It's not it. Hind, thank you.
The Hind.
Lord.
Yeah.
Little hinds, just little tiny ones.
Oh.
Kind of floating around, and let's see. It says when the creature enters the area for the first time, or on a turn, or starts its turn there. So on its turn, it has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
And that is it for me.
All right. So back up at the top. Lise is up.
Yes. Elise is going to pull out some bigger guns. Magic missile at 3rd level. 5
Okay.
darts. Force damage. Oh, and plus
Okay.
hex. Plus hex.
Okay.
6 damage for the hex.
Okay. So and you
believe
said
that's
18 for the
psychic.
first one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this seems like it does what you would like it to do.
Okay. Sounds good.
And then the end of Elise's turn then?
Yep.
Alright, now it's Snake's turn.
It has to make a
let's
wisdom
see.
saving throw.
Alright. Boy. That's an 8.
Hit
Failed.
who?
Yeah. 15 radiant damage.
Nice.
And its speed is halved at the moment in this 15-foot radius.
Okay.
Although I'm assuming, being a large snake, it's
Probably got
Probably.
a little bit more movement than normal.
yeah. It's something, okay.
Something indeed.
It's something.
Alright, so. That's going to. Seeing as that came from you, Karini is going to try and bite you.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, good.
That is a 22 to hit.
I'll take
Yep.
the damage.
Thank you.
I was just like, I can take it.
So, Ram, you would take 12 poison damage. Are you immune to poison?
Double check if it's immunity or resist.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
You don't got blood. You should be good.
Resistant to poison damage.
One would think.
Okay, so you would take half then.
Okay.
And then I need you to roll me a constitution save.
Is this for a poisoned effect?
It depends on what you roll.
Okay, because I have advantage if it's a poisoned.
Yeah, so
condition.
yeah, roll at advantage then.
Natural 20.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You feel that, like, you feel those, like, fangs sort of make contact with you, and, like, it starts to crunch down a little bit, but doesn't get through your metal exterior.
Yeah.
Okay, so... Ram, you're actually up, so...
I'm going to take my action to apply a frosty whetstone.
Okay.
Ooh,
So
cool.
that'll do. It makes the weapon magical, and it does an extra plus damage.
Yep.
That's all I do because it's my.
Okay. So Pog, you're up after that.
Yay! Okay. Since I hit it with my stick so good.
Yeah,
Okay.
you've been doing so good.
And-
Keep smacking it.
I'm going to
So
say
good.
because of where you're standing, you are actually flanking with Ram, so you get advantage on all your attacks.
Oh,
Nice.
okay. Yeah.
You have to hit the ADV under the chat bar,
Oh,
and that'll give you the advantage.
and then roll again. Okay.
I mean, that's gonna hit regardless, so...
Okay.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. Okay, so yep, that's your
Okay.
first one.
Awesome. So do all mine get hit with advantage then? Like every.
Yeah. Because of where you are, all of your attacks are gonna get advantage.
Ooh.
Smack it.
See?
Smack it.
Sorry, Ram, you should have been rolling with advantage too, that was my bad.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't take an attack action this turn. So.
Okay.
I have a formula. I do the same thing every time.
Hey, if it works.
Consistency.
I've been following my flowchart.
Wait,
It
actually, that
says
hit.
repeat.
Yeah. Do and do it again and do it again.
Yep.
I got trigger happy. Sorry, Artemis.
Yep, you're good.
Okay.
Oh, just clicking it all the time, like, yeah, yeah!
I definitely hit.
Okay,
I'm doing so good.
Oh my gosh.
alright. So after Pog is Aster.
Okay. I'm back in. How do I see this map so I can maybe hit this thing?
In the right hand, it's my right hand. It's the right hand corner. You have like a little picture up there. If you double click your picture, that says
That's the
token,
one.
I believe.
I thought it was. I kept clicking on the left one, and I was just like, ah, it's not working.
I had to see if that was my
Okay.
left or right. I'm like, what hand do I write with?
Where is
Left or
that?
right?
On our character sheet, that's how we do it?
How do I
Yeah.
Yes.
see if I can do this right? I want to try to summon the leaves from the bush that Elise is hitting and get some swole action maybe on this, the snake.
All right.
Been a minute since I used those.
It's been a
Oh,
minute
yeah.
since we've done any combat.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's gonna freeze on you again. Just roll regular freaking dice.
Ner,
Okie dokie,
And
here
we're gonna
we go.
be here all night.
ner, herder, yer.
Alright, so pile leaves. So it
Don't-
needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That's a 6.
5. Okay, so that's gonna be a
Not
fail.
super dexterous. This giant snake. Surprise,
I
surprise.
would hope not.
Shocking.
Okay.
I am shocked.
Yes. See my shocked expression.
That'll be 17 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Nice.
That's
So that is one of these spells. Okay.
Okay. Alright, so then after you're done, Karina, you're up.
Okay.
You guys can see that you're already starting to put dents in this thing.
Oh,
I
Told you, it doesn't have a lot of hit points, it's just resistant to shit.
God.
was
Yeah.
I by any of my friends?
You are within 10 feet of all of them, except for Elise.
Super. Okay. Bonus action sanctuary on Ram, I think.
No.
Um,
Hog.
Pog?
Yeah.
Okay. Sanctuary on Pog. So if it tries to attack Pog, it has to make a wisdom saving throw first. If it fails, it has to choose a new target or lose the attack.
Okay.
Ooh.
Alright, so, anything else you're doing?
And then I'm just holding on to Spirit Guardians.
Alright, so
Oh, yeah.
Elise is up then.
Forgot about those.
Elise is going to.
I mean,
drop-
she is in a bush.
They are in a bush, so. But a lot of the leaves disappeared because Aster took them.
That's true.
So they're going to do.
Oops.
Uh,
Not sorry.
They're going to
Worth
drop
it.
a shatter
Okay.
right behind them so it doesn't hit any of the friends.
Okay. And that's, so what kind of save?
Constitution saving throw. DC 16?
It only rolled a 14.
80. Max damage.
What'd you do? Okay.
Plus 3 for
So, do you have that spell in front of you?
Yeah.
Can you read it to me real quick?
Oh, not that right in front of me.
Oh. Okay, that's
Like
fine. I'll
in
pull it
the
up.
front of my brain, yes.
They're going to my brain.
A sudden, loud, ringing noise, painfully intense, erupts from a point of your choice within range. Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on that point must take a Constitution saving throw. The creature takes 3d8 thunder damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. A creature made of inorganic materials such as stone, crystal, or metal has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Okay.
But he already failed, so...
Yeah.
So that was 8, 16, 24, and then another 4, so 28.
Okay.
24 thunder and 4 psychic.
And I'm trying to remember. Shatter is the one that you can use against, like, buildings, right?
Yes. A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area.
Okay. So yeah, as Elise reaches out with Shatter, and you guys hear that sound, a big portion of this snake crumples up like an empty can.
Oh.
Sweet.
Bye.
What?
Well then.
Yeah. It doesn't look so great anymore.
No.
Poor snake.
But now it's its turn, and it's gonna it's gotta make a wisdom save, right, Greenie?
I'm trying to remember. I think it has to make one every time. Yes.
Every time. Okay.
Every time it starts its turn.
That's a 5.
In the air. Okay. Oh, terrible roll that time. 6 radiant damage.
Okay.
Keep pecking away.
All right.
We got this.
It's gonna try and bite you, Greenie.
Okay.
Now with that, it's not. That's a 7.
Nope.
It's a little distracted by the fact that its whole like ass end is like crumpled up like a beer can right now. So
There's a lot of asses going on in this stream today.
Yeah,
There's a bunch of
very
little
we're just leaning into it tonight, I guess.
And there are hinds, as in hindquarters.
There you go.
Uh,
All right,
Not
so
even
Ram,
that.
you're up now.
Not a funny joke.
Alright, I'm
sorry.
going to smack it with my frosty great axe.
Get him.
Rusty.
So it's a 15 to hit?
That hits. Again, not a super high AC, just resistant to shit.
Yeah, so 12 bludgeoning, magical bludgeoning now. And
Okay.
1 frost. And the
Okay.
second hit, 18 again, or 18 to hit.
Okay.
And that is 6 bludgeoning and 2 frost.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
All right.
+4 for rage.
Okay.
Rage.
Just forget.
Okay. Yeah, you swing your great axe down once and then twice, and as you come across that second time, like a big piece of metal side just comes loose.
What's under it?
A lot of what you have going on underneath.
Gross.
Trauma.
Oh.
That's what I look like inside? Ew. No wonder you guys freak out whenever I open my faceplate.
All right, so end of your turn. Pog, you're up.
Okay. Do I still roll with advantage, or is that like a
Yep.
one-time thing?
Nope, it's still with advantage because Ram is still across from you.
Okay.
Were you rolling with advantage, Ram? I'm sorry.
No, but I just
I
hacked.
mean, you hit both times.
Yeah, but I didn't crit. So I just checked.
Okay. Okay.
Eh.
Okay.
Eh?
Yeah, that hits.
Okay.
I have no idea where your dice just went.
Good.
What just happened?
No,
Off
because
screen.
it's gonna frickin'
Yeah.
gonna crash again.
I just want to not add for 5 seconds.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, that
fair.
hit.
Come on. Okay.
Very fair.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Oh,
So
All right.
many
Wow.
nat 20s
Another nat.
tonight. That's ridiculous.
Bananas.
Wow.
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Good damage too.
It'll
Okay.
never happen again.
The shitty monk ate so shitty.
Maybe this is the beginning of your new arc of not being shitty.
Maybe there was something in
I've
the
been holding
flowers.
back.
Yep. All right, Karini, you're up.
Okay. Oh boy, I don't know. What? Oh! I have a cantrip that can do stuff. Okay. Assuming it's within 5 feet of me, because it keeps trying to bite me,
Yep.
it needs to make a Constitution saving throw as I
It
use
just-
Word of Radiance.
Maybe it chose
What?
you as the mom.
Pikachu chooses
That is a 12.
Oh,
It fails. Oh, I guess I could have rolled it in there. I got it back open. I did. 7.
It's okay. Just
7 radiant damage.
go faster with regular dice. So,
Yeah. 7.
all right. Yeah, as you reach out and cast your radiant damage on it, it's definitely like starting to shake.
Okay.
It's
And then-
cold.
Does anyone look more hurt than I do? I mean, I don't. I'm not that hurt, so.
Mm-mm.
Mostly okay.
I guess.
I'm good.
Guess.
maybe.
I'm good. I've got like 1/10 of my health down.
Oh, okay. Alright. We will wait and see what happens.
1/12 if I want to go full barb.
Alright, that's it for
So,
me. I'll stay here.
all right. So Elise is up.
Elise is going to spend some font of magic sorcery points to regain a 3rd level spell. That's actually all their points in order to do shatter at 3rd level.
Okay.
Man.
Yes. Amazing.
Shatter. So yeah, DC 11 con save.
Yeah.
It-
Okay.
It's not set up properly. It's not a DC 11 con.
Well, that doesn't really matter a whole lot because it's only it only got a 4.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So,
That would do it then. And is it roll the damage?
Oh my god.
sort
So
of.
many
Yeah.
dice.
The 25. 3 necrotic. Oh, it's necrotic.
Mm.
The 22
Okay.
under 3 necrotic.
Ouch.
Yeah. So as Elise reaches out and like does again that sort of green energy that comes from Elise reaches out and like sort of the other side of the tail that got crushed gets crushed in even more, and the snake starts to just collapse in on itself. I need Ram, Pog, Granny, and Aster to make dexterity saving throws.
Dexterity saving throw.
Dexterous.
Dirty 20.
Why did I have advantage on that?
Oh, because the add save, the coding doesn't work. I have to fix it. But either
Weird.
way, you rolled a 19 or a 17.
Oh god. I have no pluses for a
I
dex
rolled a
save.
5. Oh no, is it gonna fall on us?
goodbye, great heroes.
Just try to align yourself with the hole in it and hope it
Okay.
you like
So, Karini, you take 35 fire damage as this thing explodes in your face. The rest of you take half.
oh
Ow.
what was the The halved damage?
17. That's
Ow.
ouchies.
Ow!
Are you okay? Are you still alive?
I'm still alive, yes.
Your fur is a little
Jeez.
singed.
I don't look good, that's for sure.
Oof.
We'll need some cover up.
And that's where we're gonna leave it for the night.
Oof.
Dever was just covered in
Oh my.
like soot.
Oof. That's ouchies. Well,
Yeah.
thank you everybody
they're
for
fun.
joining us. Thank you again, Goober, for the $280 USD donation to the Trevor Project. You're amazing. I don't know
That's
who you are,
incredible.
but thank you.
Yes.
Thank you to the Uber driver that got our friend Maggie home safely to her friend's apartment in Florida yesterday.
Yes.
Yay.
Thank you to Fantasy Grounds for hosting me on their show today. It was so much fun. I'm so glad
Yes.
I could be part of that.
You did
with
so great.
our tiny stream representing.
Right.
Yeah.
And
everybody who showed up to watch.
and everybody who showed up to watch, which was amazing. So thank you, everyone, and we'll be back on Sunday over at DM Jeremy's channel. We are going to be doing our final episode of the high-level campaign. For now, we are
Yeah.
going to go back to it probably after the summer, but we are taking on a massive hag turned archfey, so that'll be interesting. And then we'll be back here on Monday for a one-shot with DM Emily, who's right down here. So check them out on Instagram and come watch the Desecration of Mythos on Monday at 8 Eastern. And then on Wednesday, not Tuesday, Wednesday, again, 8 p.m. here, we're going to have our second shot of Thirsty Sword Lesbians. So out and enjoy and have fun and stick around for the raid because raids are fun and they're good for the community building. So,
Yeah.
bye.
We're building buildings.
Bye.
Toodles.